Hello, everyone. We have a lot of participants.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Eric.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is George. I'm from Sydney.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Hello everyone, greetings. I'm Nawami from Bangladesh.
Hello, welcome. Most welcome.
I'm Selva from Malaysia.
Hi.
Rajesh from Malaysia.
Hi. Okay, so we are going to start in another 2 minutes.
Can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. I'm from Nepal. Greetings
Hi.
from Nepal.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm from Thailand.
Hi, pleased to meet you too.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Eric Tomaszewski from Aitoma, London. Hi.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Very good indeed. Thanks for asking.
Hello everyone, I'm Said from Bangladesh.
Hi, thanks for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi everyone, this is Wisdom Sabrina from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Hi, thank you so much for joining.
Yes. Hi Josh.
We are about to start in another 2 minutes. I request all the participants to be on mute. Thank you so much for your patience. We are going to start in 1 minute.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Hello, where are you from?
I'm from Dhaka. This is Movin Sharkar.
Pleased to meet you, sir. Thank you for joining. We are going to start in another minute.
You must come. Okay, it's okay. Thank you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you from?
I'm from Bangladesh. My name is Musleuddin Musle.
Pleased to meet you, sir. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to start in another few seconds.
Thank you. I'm here.
I request all the participants to please be on mute. All right. We are officially starting this meeting. Greetings to everyone. With immense pride and pleasure, I welcome you all to the Business Investment Summit. As you all know, the Business Summit is the brainchild of Dr. Heather Usman. With a highly culturally diverse team and a strong hold in all continents geographically, Business Summit ensures the highest level of integrity and professionalism in assisting all our clients that are coming from any corner of the world. Our ongoing series of the Business Investment Summit is the most successful since 2017. It provides a unique platform for funding, networking, establishing contacts, and exchanging ideas. It offers an excellent opportunity to share best practices while building relationships with like-minded people. On that note, I appreciate and thank you all for joining here us today. Our president, Dr. Heather Usman, has been a prominent global business leader, innovator, and inspiration to all of us. Without any doubt, he has been a fantastic mentor and guru to many of us. I personally would like to thank him for this wonderful opportunity to be here and would like to invite him to take this forward. Sir.
Good day, greetings. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. Good to see you all here. I'm in Caribbean. Greetings from Caribbean Sea. You can see behind me is Caribbean Sea. And love to you all from Caribbean, whoever joining from wherever. I think all our friends are joining from all around the world, starting from Pacific, Australia, and Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa, Europe, and North America. And now from South America, we have a number of our friends and participants joining. Glad to see our friend, Mr. Silva. I hope you are in good health. We had a good time in Africa together. I missed that moment, and the time is coming up that once again we will be in the West African part as soon as the election is over on the 4th of December. Glad to see our friend Chito, an investment banker and the panelist today. And I can see a number of friends, a young friend, Naomi. I met her in Malaysia while she was studying. Glad to see her. I see Mr. Khalid, Mr. Ifti, one of our panelists, and a banker, former banker as well, and an investment specialist based in the UK. Welcome, Ifti Bhai. My team members, and I can see Dr. Baburam Adhikari. Welcome. Namaste, Ramro Chaudhary.
Namaste. Namaste.
तपाईं नेपालबाट जोइन गर्नु
हो नेपालबाट जोइन गरेको छु सर
म त नेपालको छोडाछोडीको धेरै माया गर्छु
ए धन्यवाद सर
नेपाल तो मेरा घर छ नेपाल काठमाडौँ गलफुटर बाजबाडी पहाडको माथि में मेरो घर छ
ए धन्यवाद सर अब आउँदा भेट गर्छु
धन्यवाद हजुर thank you for joining our Nepali friend I can see a lot of our friend Mr. Nazmul from Malaysia my dear brother Kazi Shamim Hassan from Doha, Qatar. I can see Mr. Binod again and Mr. Rajesh. I can see Raju, Mr. Eric has been our partner for a long time already in the Business Summit. Welcome once again, Eric, into the summit.
Thank you.
Mr. Pasupati is our channel partner in one of the channel partner in Malaysia, bringing projects and working together with us very closely. Welcome, Mr. Pasu. I can see Mr. Jackie Chow. Welcome, sir. And Dato Ed, welcome. Dr. Siu, welcome once again. Mr. Zakir Hussain and so on. I think we have a list of 76 people. I can't name all of you. Welcome my brother Arup Roy from Tanzania. And I can see Dr. Alvi from where, I don't know, but he's there. Ms. Jainab is here, Mac Ong, Baltinadu, a bunch of our friends. My colleagues are here from all around. And I can see Mr. Raymond Chi, Mustafiz Rahman, our friend, Mr. James Poon. I miss our Makan in Kuala Lumpur together. Great brother he is. My sister Sabrina from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Her Excellency Ambassador. I don't see your name. Ms. Jubaida Khatun, most welcome. I cannot name everyone, but I think you are all great people. Thank you very much for joining and making this event today. My classmate Babul Patwari, welcome. Thanks for joining to us today. I think we have right now 81 of our friends here, and we will be expecting more people. Well, how the Business Summit was born, I just need to tell this little bit to our newly joined friends. You know, I was the one having a lot of friends. I'm still having a lot of friends all around the world. And some of our friends, my friends, were asking help for getting funding, getting assistance, getting their connections done. Right now, I can share you, an ambassador just text me and asking me, can you give me the screen share, please? I just want to share something. I hope that Ambassador Dr. Ramadani Dawi is here as well. But see, these are my precious friends that are, can you make me the host, please? Can I share something in a few seconds?
Absolutely, Dr. Haider. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, where is Dr. Ramadani Dawi? Here. See, Dr. Ramadani Dawi is just saying few minutes before, I'm looking for someone who I can appoint as our honorary consul in Philippines, from an accomplished businessman with connections. He's asking me to find out a candidate for him to, from Philippines to be the honorary consul. So then 2 days back, our friend, Angolan ambassador is in Delhi. He is asking if I can find him. Dear Dr. Mr. Uzzaman, good afternoon. I trust this email finds you and your family well. My country intends to designate an honorary consul to Malaysia. According to the rules and procedure, we need 4 candidates. As of now, we have already 2 candidates. Hence, I wonder whether you may kindly suggest us to suggest the names of two of the doers and well-connected Malaysian citizens who could enter the race. If so, their CVs accompanied by a letter expressing their interest to the post would be the fastest step. Thanks for your assistance. Kind regards. So this is what I'm saying, that these are the trust and expectation of my friends, of my associates globally they have. That really pushed me to come to this position today. What I did is, initially I was connecting some of our friends, some of the countries I promoted. As I said, Nepal. I promoted Nepal heavily back in 90s. I was the one that opened the border between Bangladesh and Nepal via India, and it was prohibited by Bangladeshis to travel to Nepal by road. And it was with my initiative and His Excellency Lok Bahadur Sreshta, the Nepalese ambassador to Bangladesh. We together opened this border with multiple entry or double entry visas to the Bangladeshi citizens to travel to Nepal and come back by road. And we opened this route together. So that's how we were connecting. But since 2017, we started connecting our friends in a much better way, bigger way, and invited everyone to some of my good friends to Kuala Lumpur. And I'm sure some of our friends from here joined that event in 2017. And there were 130 people joined from 70 over countries. And then some of our friends, they missed the program and they said, how we can join this program next year? I mean, next program. So we did the next program in 2018, and where we had about 250 people from all around the world. And that gave us a lot of clue and an energy to bring a lot of our friends. We have been hosting this investment summit. We had a very limited summit in 2019 in Bangkok. 2020, we couldn't hold the summit in Bangkok, which was planned on 4th of May last year, but we couldn't. And then this year we were planning to do it in Dubai. That also we had to cancel at the last moment. But we have been helping our friend online. We don't see each other for a long time. Like some of our friends, like Sabrina, like Shamim Bhai and others. Many of our friends, like Bashir Bhai, the chairman of, president of British Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce. We used to meet together and have coffee and lunch together, dinner together, but that has been blocked by, that has been, we have been barred to meet since due to the COVID. And now things are changing, but we did not stop our efforts to help our friends. We continue to help our friends on the online. And as we are here today, you can see almost 100 people are here already online. And we are connecting our friends and getting them, investors, getting them exposure in the business, connecting them with whoever they want in the world. So for an example, we took Mr. Selva to West Africa in the Gambia for a business. The business did not happen because the time was not good, but we explored and he knows the potential, what happened, but we did connect. We did connect with the top people in the country, and definitely we are still looking forward to have the business executed soon. But he got an exposure. Am I right or wrong, Mr. Silva? You can unmute and express your satisfaction or dissatisfaction. You are
either is a very connected man. We had a good time in Gambia though. but we will continue our business approach in Gambia this time.
Thank you very much. So this is how we are doing things, and I do appreciate and admire all of you. I think we are running out of time probably, so I'll now ask my associate, my deputy, Mr. Abhishek, to take over and invite our partners, our presenters today. But before that, I'd like to tell you a few things about our panelists today. We have a very strong panelist group today. We have Mr. Sunil Tulsiani, a Canadian gentleman who was born in India, and he migrated to Canada and then worked with police, with the Canadian Police Department, left police, and then started the business and failed a couple of times because got almost bankrupt, but then again he turned it around, and now he's a multi-million dollars business owner and a mentor in whole Canada. He's very, 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 very well known in North American territory and in Europe. Being an Indian origin, so his heart is still in India and in Asia. He loves to develop the Asian business owners and so on. So Sunil has been kind. He was supposed to be in the last webinar, but he had some private issues. But today he will be here. We have Mr. Ifti Islam. He's based in the UK. You see another a gem of a person. He was a banker in HSBC or a Standard Chartered Bank, and now he's a businessman and a consultant and an investment advisor as well. With a wealth of experience, he will be giving his suggestions and comments. We have Mr. Chito Filarme. He was born in Philippines, but he's also based in Canada. But his wealth of knowledge and experience in Standard Chartered Bank and other financial institutions is precious. So he will be giving also comments. We have Mr. Roger Kavanagh. He's from Canada as well, but he lives in Guyana, where I am right now. And I came here to Guyana with the invitation of Mr. Roger. We have our another panelist, Ms. Sophia from UK as well, from London. She is a development worker and a business woman in public relations. Her specialty is public relations, but in the investment sector. And she has a very special, wonderful program for Islamic finance, and she's working closely with different Islamic countries and developing the Islamic financial sectors and programs. So she has access to many investors in the Islamic world. We have Mr. Murad from USA. He was born in Malaysia. A very hardworking person with a long story of his background, and a self-made, real-time self-made man, and very successful entrepreneur investor now based in California in the USA. We'll hear from him. I was really amazed to hear from him the other day, and we are good friends. Then we have Mr. George Yap. I'm not sure whether Mr. George Yap is here or not, because he's based in Australia. He's also an investment specialist. For a long time, last 40 years, he's in this business and invested in many mega projects in the world. So Mr. George Yap is based in Australia, but he's originally from Malaysia. So you can see we have a specialist and panelists from all around the world right today for you. So with this, I'd like to invite Mr. Abhishek to start the program and invite our presenters to present the projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Haider. Good morning, everyone. It is good to see you all again. Let's say that success does not come from to you, but you go to success. So today, I believe this is a step forward to everyone who is here. You have made a step towards success. Business Summit is not only about connecting the project owners today to investors, but it is about you also increasing your connections. Come on, if you agree with me, just type something in the chat. I want you to say that I am here to grow. I am here to become the best of who I can be. I believe that we have some major history shapers that are here today that are ready to grow together with us. So today we would like to start our summit. This has been life-changing for a lot of our partners. From time to time, I keep receiving messages from people saying, thank you for organizing this summit. So I suggest you find the right partner. If you can find them, connect with them via LinkedIn, ask for the email addresses. Feel free today, there's no charge at all. Everything is here. All that we have, all who we are, we are giving to you today. We're giving you our best. Before I start, I would like also for the next 30 seconds to wish Dr. Haider a very, very happy birthday. It's his birthday today. And I would like everyone to please write a one sentence, if you can, on the chat to wish him a happy birthday. Dr. Haider, I appreciate you. I honor you, sir. I thank you for all that you do for us, for the team, and also for all the businessmen that are here. If you don't know, Dr. Haider has helped tremendous amount of people. When I say helping, I've even seen him giving literally money to people to start their business. He has even given a business to someone who was just working with him. To be honest, I have not met a lot of people with a gold heart like him. So please help me to wish him a happy birthday. We have a small surprise that is waiting for him at the end of this summit. So please do not go. I would request everyone to please stay here and help us to celebrate this great man and very humble man nicely. Thank you, Dr. Haider, and thank you, everyone. I can see already so many messages coming. I will not be able to read all, but let me start. Our first presenter is from a company in Bangladesh. The name of the company is Sky Flora, and I must say that they are going to touch the sky because the sky is the limits for this company. Mr. Mohammed from Sky Flora will be presenting about this project. Mr. Mohammed, are you here? If you're here, please talk so our team can make you the host or the co-host, and you may share your screen. Mr. Mohammed from Sky Flora. We have Mr. Mohammed and Mr. Ridwan, who is here to join. Okay, I can see Mr. Mohammed already. Mr. Mohammed, how are you, sir?
Hi, I'm fine. And how are you?
I am good, thank you. You have been given the privilege to share your screen. Please go ahead, share your project. I would a very humble, kind request to every presenter. Please note that you have 8 minutes to present. We really want to give a fair chance to everyone to present. So please respect the time and go ahead, and we wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Mr. Mohammed, please take over. Thank you.
Thank you. So let me present my screen here. Is it visible?
Yes, please. Yes. Thank you.
So first of all, it's a tremendous opportunity for me to present my country in this such a renowned platform, an international platform. We are really honored, and let me present my business here. The name of the business is Sky Flora, the total urban gardening solution. Actually, basically, Sky Flora is a gardening solution provider. Not just a gardening, we provide landscaping, tree plantation, and all kinds of innovation related to planting trees and vegetation. We do provide all kinds of services. The reason why we started this business is the Dhaka is a densely populated country, and the air pollution is going rapidly high, and there is not much of free space available in the city. So we realized there is an extreme need to plant trees even in the rooftop, in the balconies, or even in the roadside areas. So we started. There is no formal company in Bangladesh who can deal with this this problem. So we started the business called Sky Flora in 2015, and then we started, and then we moving forwards, and we got huge response from the market. So let me explain. probably everybody knows the effect of deforestation. Basically, throughout the globe, we are facing tremendous problem for this. There is a global warming and the carbon emission problems. So, yes, if you think about this country, where throughout the world it says that the basic standard for a greenery for the ecological balance is 25%, whereas in Bangladesh we only maintain 17%, and most of these plants in the hilly areas, but in the city areas it's less than 5%. So it's like life is sometimes it's very poisonous environment. So living in this environment is very difficult. Let me show you just a little bit of statistics here. In Dhaka city, over the last 2 decades, the number of green space has gone down tremendously. In 1975, it was 186,000 kilometers, but it has gone down to 90 square kilometers over the passage of these decades. And if you look at the population, from 3.2 million, it has gone up to 21.7 million. So there is a huge, but a crazily densely populated city, and the green space is less than even 5%. So making the city life, the air is getting polluted, and even the water quality is going down for the lack of this greenery. The air quality index, it says 132. It is extremely high, almost poisonous. So we realize the need for the fresh foods and the plantation trees everywhere possible. So that's why we started this business. And if you just have a glimpse on the city, like if you see look at the Dhaka city, it seems like a desert land. Whereas, if you look at the Ottawa, the one of the greenest city, it seems like there is 1,000 miles difference between these two cities. So you are working tremendously so that the air quality and the water quality and the environment quality goes high through our business activities. And we did a survey that why people in this city, they don't go for the tree plantation in the rooftops, balconies, even in the free space. What they mentioned is they don't have leisure, time. They don't have technical knowledge. Even there is a lack of manpower for them. There is a maintenance issue. So as a Sky Flora, we are providing like the full solution, like 360-degree solution, where we produce plants, and then we have the distribution center, and we provide the gardening solutions and the maintenance services as well. So this is just a glimpse of our, the packages that we are offering right now, like the rooftop gardening. In every building, there is a space in the rooftops, so we provide gardening there because there is not much of enough space in Dhaka city. We have a balcony gardening solution, we have a vertical gardening solution, and we have like bonsai and cactus, all kinds of variety of products that you have. And we also provide special projects like the big corporations, like the big like say for the government also. And we provide maintenance services where we have 3 packages. And we also provide consultancy services for those who already have their plants, but they are not been able to maintain their gardens, maintain their garden. And we did a survey, and we did have made our calculations that show that there is a total achievable market, not less than $10 billion only for the household market. There is a, in 2021, there is a 35.2 million households. So based on that, even if everybody spend a 15,000 taka, which is almost, I would say, maybe just around $200. So spending that dollar is not a difficult for those who has the houses in the cities. So based on the household, we have a 10 billion USD market USD market, and we have market for the government houses, and we have the corporate houses, we have roadside areas. So altogether, it's a big market. And if we think practically, what is the area that we can provide services? Right now, our company is located in the heart of Dhaka city. So even in Dhaka city, we have 2.78 million households. And everybody, even in every houses, if they spend 15,000 taka, that means maybe $200. That still, even in the small area, we have a $491 million market. So as per the prediction, if we just cover 5% of this, like the local Dhaka market, then still there's a $25 million US dollar market that we can cover very comfortably. And then what we mission is we just want to give a look from the local market. We just want to cover 5% of the market, and even if we cover 5%, we will be produce a profit, net profit, not the revenue. After spending all expenses, paying all our bills, we will be able to generate $2.6 million profit for the investors. And why this time gardening? Why this is the perfect time for the higher investment? This is the perfect. Locally already have raised around $100,000, and from the Bangladesh government also they paid us $10,000. So they realized that the need for our business, and people are more conscious after this pandemic. They realize that this is the time. If they do not do the gardening right now, probably more consequences come. The consequence will be very bad for the community here. So, and there is a government tax benefit also for the gardening related services. So I think this is the best time to go for the move. And even technologically, the country is more advanced now. Everybody has a mobile phone. So using our app and Facebook, you can catch customers very easily. And yes, we have some competitors like the local nurseries, although they are disappearing day by day because people are building house and local nurseries are getting disappearing. So there will be only one option to order from Skyflora for the Dhaka city. And there are some interior design firms, but they don't have the access to the production. And some developer companies, they also depend on us. We are working on some few developer companies right now. And what is the vision? So our vision is we want to create a society which is more greener and lively than what it is right now for the next generations. Because if we do all kinds of investment for all technologies and all industries, but if you do not do anything for the greenery, I think that would be crime for the next generations. And that's our team. I have my partner Sajid Khan and my.
Mr. Mohammed, sorry for the interruption. Can you please unmute and continue? Thank you.
Sorry. So, yeah, that's our team here. Now our traction, like from October 2020, we started maintaining records for this. And although I don't have we did not mention the updated records here. In recently, we are doing pretty much better than the previous one. In March 21, we managed to gain a profit of $2,262 net profit from the company. And if you just think about the last 6 months traction, over the last 6 months, it jumped almost double. Our profit doubled. And although we did not use the modern technology, like our app is on work right now. So after the app, it will jump like 10 times. We can increase the profitability and our efficiency. So we need to invest on technology so that we can cover the full country from one station. And we need to invest on production facilities. And we have to invest on some, so we get a larger project from the government also. Right now, we have almost $100,000 customers ready, but we are not been able to provide it because we are facing some working capital requirements also. So at this time, to expand, we are looking for a 10%. We're looking for $120K US funding against 10,000 of our equity, and that's the revenue projections for our company. In 2012, for the next year, by the end of December, we will be able to generate a profit of $11,000 US, which will be much higher. I think it will satisfy the investors. And for 2013, it's gonna go high to 14%. $14,000 US. And that's how we have an official website right now. And we have a mobile application. Still, we are working hard to make it, much more comfortable and accessible to the users. And recently, we started a digital Mali, which is called like the digitally people can reach us through using their app, and we can provide the maintenance services and other services, including product delivery services. Okay. So that's basically our recent development. We are producing different kinds of pesticides and like aquarium and terrarium and coco pit as which is required for the development of the trees. That's our own product. We are working on this, and everybody knows that there is a huge social impact for this. This is not just a profitability side. We have a huge social impact for the community. So we get fresh vegetables, and there is a water control, water quality and air quality, and we can improve the social bonding also through providing gardening services. And so far we provided services to lots of big clients also, like the UNDP, and we started work. We provide Sejoak, which is a big corporation here, and then we provided service to the Unilever, and we increase day by day. Our portfolio is increasing, and that's all about my company. And thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And if you guys have any question, you can ask me.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Thank you for this great presentation. This is a fantastic product. Dr. Hader, like to say anything about this project?
Thank you very much for making presentation. I think Dhaka city is almost difficult to live in.
Right.
The situation environmentally, I'm saying. So you have gone into this business at the right time, because the rooftop gardening has become really a popular item in Dhaka city. So you are doing it at the right time, right thing. I appreciate that. So what is your requirement? So you said that you need $120,000 of funding for 10% against 10% equity. And are you open to this for discussion, or you are just rigid on this amount and the percentage of the equity?
No, we can definitely discuss, not like rigid, but this is just approximate amounts that we are looking for.
Because we might have local investors. We don't, for your investment, we don't see any foreign investors coming up for this small investment. I think we can arrange a local investors for you for this. However, I'd like to hear from our panelists. If any of our panelists want to make any comment about this project, please feel free. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if anyone else is going to pipe in, but I just wanted to say, Mohammed, congratulations on this really important concept. Having lived in Dhaka for 2 years, I know that it's a pity that this wasn't implemented perhaps before. Many areas like Japan Garden City that were not so garden friendly were built up. I think that perhaps when you consider the investment that you're looking for, I agree with Dr. Haider that it makes more sense for a local investor because of perhaps fluctuations in the foreign exchange and inflation rates. But I do think that, it's a very, very promising opportunity for any investor in Bangladesh, particularly an investor who already has interests in the real estate development market, and I know there are many. Also, I would say that perhaps your marketing team could expand, because as you said, the market is enormous. You have such potential, and I would be concerned that you would be able to really truly realize the potential of that market with one marketing person with only 2 years of experience. I think it would be great to add to his team and to give him the tools that he needs. So maybe you want to look at perhaps an investor who will give you a little bit more, but who can help you expand the team a little bit to provide more tools on that. There's an English company called Patch, which I invite you to check out. Branding perspective, they only do interior, like indoor plants and so on, even Christmas trees. But for some reason, because of the brand positioning, they've managed to make an extremely successful business out of it in the south of England. So I would recommend that you look at them, because you might as well adopt something that really works and has proven to do so.
I'll definitely do that. And thank you for the suggestion. I really appreciate it.
Yes, hi. It's
ask a question.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I see that you're using cocoa peat, and I saw you a few other fertilizers. But now I think the world is no more look at fertilizer alone, because they realize that a lot of money has been wasted using fertilizer. In fact, now they are looking at solutions to treat the soil, because the soil is so acidic, it cannot consume the fertilizer fully, and there's a lot of wastages. So are you aware of such a thing? And
yeah,
you're aware about it?
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, we are also producing natural some natural stuff, like from the cow dung and from some from insects generated some soil also. We are producing in a large way. But right now still there are some market for the cocoa beans, so we are still on it. But we are moving towards the natural solution.
Good. I think Mr. Ifti had something to say.
Yeah. I think that thanks for your presentation. In terms of the opportunity, I think the opportunity is very big. I think that you've made that clear. However, I would say a few suggestions. I think you're probably underselling yourself in this presentation. As an investment banker for the last 30 years, I can tell you I've seen a lot of presentations and pitches. I know it's not you're as an entrepreneur, it's not so easy for you. Maybe you need some professional advice to, I don't know, expand your presentation. So I think there's a lot more behind it, but actually your presentation wouldn't be sufficient. You wouldn't be able to raise any international funding, I think, on that. So there's a few different things you need to do. Firstly, make clear in more detail what you want to use the money for. I would say, I think as Sophia was saying, maybe $120,000 is not enough. Secondly, maybe you need to ask for more, but you need to justify, when you say it's 10% of the equity, how have you justified your valuation of $1.2 million? So you need to be able to justify that. Secondly, I think that maybe you need to put in a bit more detail about the competitive landscape, excuse the pun, for your, for this market for, the landscaping and gardening. What are your different strategies for households versus corporate landscapes, rooftops versus in-house, and so on, and also public? So I think you need to do some more work on that. I think that the amount is not the main issue. It's what you're going to do with it and what is going to be the addressable and scalable marketplace. You put in some numbers, but it's not detailed enough, actually. The next thing I would say, maybe some other things that you can consider, I think, is to more, we have COP26 happening in the next few days in the UK. So I think you're missing a whole area. I think you've mentioned it a bit, but not enough detail, maybe because you need some more advice on climate change. But definitely you need to integrate, I would suggest integrating or your business plan with post COP26, and particularly adaptation and mitigation measures. So I think rooftop farming, vertical farming is a massive opportunity in a very land population dense. I mean, Bangladesh is the most densely populated country in the world, as many people here know. So vertical farming makes a lot of sense. But again, how are you going to address vertical farming? We talk about rooftop farming. What kinds of products are going to be grown in rooftop farming? Also, I think you can probably secure different kinds of climate change finance and funding, both locally from IDCOL and from other agencies, and also internationally. So the key thing is to show how your business is going to make an impact in terms of improving air quality, reducing emissions, and also increasing agricultural productivity. So another area that I'd say you've missed, but maybe I'm guessing you are going to be doing it, but it should be in your presentation, is actually how rooftop farming or hydroponics, aquaponics, vertical farming can actually help to increase agriculture, food productivity and food self-sustainability in a country like Bangladesh, which is going to lose 15% of its land area by 2050 to rising sea levels. So in the interest of time, I wouldn't go on too much longer. I think there's a lot of potential in what you're doing, but I think probably you need some professional help or advice. And again, I don't say that in any way, in any condescension or critically. I'm also an entrepreneur. I know it's very difficult, but these are some of the things that you may want to consider to give yourself a much better chance of raising larger scale funding. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a good idea, Ifti Bhai. You have given the good ideas for sure. So our team will be in touch with Mr. Mohammed, and we'll discuss about this and see how we can connect with our specialists to get you some more traction. Thank you very much for presenting, and I look forward to see your progress. So we look forward to see your progress. With this, will we invite the next presenter, Mr. Ravi, as we are running behind the schedule.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, and thank you to all our guest speakers also. Our next presenter is Mr. Faisal from Single Food Origin. Mr. Faisal or Mr. Faisal, I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right. Mr. Faisal, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It is a pleasure to finally meet you and see you.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here.
Great, that's great. Please, the platform is yours. Please go ahead, share your screen and tell us what you're looking for. Thank you.
Sure will do. So firstly, I'd like to thank Dr. Haider and the team for allowing us to present today. And secondly, I just want to apologize a little bit for the presentation. It's an old presentation. As a business, we were established in 2015. We're a US company based in Delaware, and we are on our third funding round. So we had a friends and family round, a seed round, and we're in between our seed and Series A. So the presentation that you see, I hope that you can see the presentation, is from our seed round of last year's. But I think some of the key themes are very valid in terms of what we're trying to do, and I think it's what we're trying to do in this forum really is to establish connections, relationships for our Series A round, which we think should come mid-2022. So if everyone can see the presentation, I'll just start. I think the business itself, as I said, is founded in 2015, and everything we do is premised on our belief that the production, the distribution, and the retail of food that we eat and we feed our families needs to change. And why I say that is because fundamentally we think that the production of food is harmful to our bodies and it's also harmful to the planet. So why I say the food chain needs to change is very simply, let me just jump to the right slide, is very simply to do with the way the food is produced and the way the food is distributed. So the production of food, if I can, sorry for jumping around a bit. There we go. So let's fix the food chain. So how do we fix the food chain? Why is it broken? So agriculture, as we know, is a big contributor to the greenhouse gas emissions. You have land being cleared for pasture. You have changing land use. You have animals who are responsible for a third of the food. All the third of the food grown on the planet is fed to animals, and they produce by their emissions methane, which again contributes to greenhouse gases. The monoculture that we is the established way to farm is causing catastrophic loss of insect species, catastrophic damage to our environment. And what is happening is that the food that we eat is the quality is low due to aggregation and adulteration of the food. And we as a business are here to change that. It's a big goal, it's a big ambition, but we think we have a solution that allows us to almost go back to nature, almost go back to the way things should be with through the food production. And that way is our single origin model. And our single origin model is fundamentally a sustainable, traceable plant or planet-based system that allows us to bring food from Pakistan, Indonesia, Nicaragua into the US, distribute it through our US networks, and sell it directly to the consumer. So what we do is we build a relationship with our farmers. Our farmers are our partners in this journey. And we work with them to ensure that their farming practices meet our standards. So they meet our single origin standards in terms of non-GMO, organic, no slave labor, no child labor in the production of food. So when we buy, as a business, we buy directly from the farms itself, and we buy directly from the farmer. We arrange the logistics, we pick up the product, and we bring it into the States, packed in our own facilities, and then distributed to supermarkets across the US. So when a consumer picks up the product and turns to the back of the packaging, you can see where the product has come from, and you feel comfortable that the single origin model has allowed you to understand that the food is sustainable, traceable, and it's plant-based. And for us, the model has many benefits, and the main benefits for us is it reduces greenhouse gas emissions, it increases biodiversity, it brings us long-term partnerships with farmers. The consumer gets the highest quality, best value food in the market. I think one of our ambitions really is to make our food, our organic, non-GMO, single origin food on par with pricing of other ingredients of normal food. So our honeys, as you'll see, are competitively priced against real honeys. So the consumer has a real choice about whether to buy our products or buy an alternative. And also, it's good for an investor. The vegan market is 24 billion in the US, growing very fast. Plant-based eating is making massive headlines, and so this is our belief. This is what we strive to do with our mission to fix the food chain. But the way we do it is one product at a time. And our flagship product, which we launched this year, is called Vegan Honey. And I'll jump to the slides where I just talk a little bit about the honey. And while we love a good ecosystem and we love the ability to deliver our single origin products, we also love innovation. So we have a very strong innovation team. It's the largest team in our business, and they have worked closely with our partners in the retail sector to make a new sustainable vegan honey. So the honey itself comes from an organic source. We have 3 flavors at the moment. It's hand harvested, raw cane sugar, coconut sugar, date syrup. And what we do is we fortify these syrups with organic raw flower pollen, and that changes the game. So that changes the game for the product. It changes it from a syrup to a soup. It gives you non-allergenic properties. It gives you vitamins A, C, D, minerals, calcium, and it has a very similar flavor profile to honey, and it has a very similar good for you profile to honey, but also offers you less sugar. So our roadmap of our vegan honey, just jump to the roadmap, is that we launched our basic product in 2021 this year. So we're partners with Sprouts, which is the second largest organic food retailer in the US. Our model at the moment is and then we distribute to about 4,000 stores with our main product. But with our honey, we started in 300 stores in June. Our roadmap means we go in the beginning of next year to the Plus model, which is the infused honey. And then our roadmap has 15 different SKUs, including a very important sugar-free SKU, which is the nada, which is effectively made from yacon syrup, and it is a GI of 1. So it not only impacts the plant-based eating market, but it also impacts the keto-friendly market. So our honeys are selling very, very well. This is our first Q numbers, well ahead of plan where we should be. We're looking to sell around $5 million of product next year. And I think between $1 to $1.5 million this year. And for us, it's a phase out. It's a rollout. It's a build model where we use our vegan honeys, showcasing the brand, which is an alternative, showcasing the Plus brand, which effectively is infusing models, infusing our staples with organic flower pollen. We have exclusive relationships with our flower pollen producer, so we don't see anybody copying our honey. There's only one organic flower pollen producer in the world, and we have a 5-year exclusivity deal with them. So you won't see Vegan Honey Plus or vegan infused or pollen infused honey on the shelves next to our honey. When we go to supermarkets, we can see that the honey basically sits right next to the honey. And so really that's our main product. We also have, just jump to some of the other products, pink Himalayan rock salt, sugar, basmati rice. We want to be we want a single origin product in every food, in every supermarket shopping basket, and that's what we're aiming for, and that's what we're delivering at the moment. Store counts about 4,000 stores at the moment. The biggest names in retailing in the US we distribute to, and this is a business that we've built from scratch from over 5 years. The team is very strong. Myself, I'm ex-HSBC. Nancy is JP Morgan. Mo and Bilal are both MCI, telecom execs, and Xerox. Carly is a very important part of our business. She's our head of food innovation, and she's launched dozens of brands into the food sector. So we've been in this space for 15 years, for 5 years or so, and we really understand it. We understand what it takes to make a business, a food retail business, work in the US. There's obviously a wider team behind us: sales brokers, distributors, and then we have our finance, ops, and logistics. So we are a fully functioning business. We're growing really fast, and we're looking for, right now, to be honest, we're looking for some Islamic financing to help us buy our products in an Islamic way, and we're also looking for, in the next year, I would say 6 to 8 months, we're looking for partners to help us fulfill our Series A round. Our cap table's pretty good. We've got high net worth individuals. We've also got a Silicon Valley VC sitting in there as well to help us to grow. And that's it. Any questions?
Thank you so much. That was a great presentation. I think we will definitely have some good comments. In fact, I can already think of someone who presented last time who would really be complementing your project. But before that, Dr. Haider, please go ahead. The mic is yours.
Thank you very much. I think we have a couple of friends here who has taken note of this, especially Ms. Rifti, Ms. Sophia. I think they would be very pleased to help our friend getting some leads and connections to get him the financing that he needs to expand his business. He's already on the track, which is very good. Mr. Ansari is on the track. So it's good to see that he's already doing well. So he needs to accelerate his business. He needs to grow bigger. So we'll help him out in the way that whatever he needs. I think we'll connect him also with our friend Saddam, that he can assist him with this blockchain supported trace and traceability system and so on. I mean, more effective. So we'll see what can be done. I think as we are running behind the time, and I would say that our panel speakers, they can take a note, and we can, on a private level, we can have a further discussion on his program and connect, cross-connect with the investors, with the advisors, and with the service providers as needed. So Mr. Abi, please take note of this and connect him with the stakeholders and with our panelists as well. With this, I thank you very much for presenting, and look forward to having having you with us, and look forward to see your more success in this business. Thank you once again. With this, I'd like to welcome our friend Sunil Tulsiani, one of our panelists and our guest speaker today. We have a lot to learn and hear from Sunil, and he was born in India, and he moved to Canada and became a Canadian and worked with police department, and then left the job, became an entrepreneur, and failed a couple of times, and then he made a grand success, very popular and very well-known personality, and a business owner and a mentor of high level in Canada, in the US, and in Europe, and in whole. In fact, he has a global presence everywhere in the world. So with my request, Mr. Sunil is here. We will hear from Sunil. Before that, I'd like to request our technical team to run a video of one Sunil that we have. Thank you. Sunil, welcome to this room.
No sound, Emran. Hi, Emran, no sound. Please check the sound.
That's what his vision is, to make 100 millionaires.
You need to come and be part of this and use the resources, because it's not just you. You've surrounded yourself with all kinds of people in various aspects of the real estate world, the motivational world, the take a risk world, if you will.
Yes. Sunil Tulsiani is a former police officer turned real estate mogul who has bought and sold over $100 million worth of real estate. He's been referred to by the media as the wealthy cop. Sunil is a #1 best-selling author, an internationally renowned public speaker who's been featured on Fox Business News, CNBC, Bloomberg News, CP24 TV, the Toronto Star, and the covers of several national magazines. He's shared stages with Robert G. Allen, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Ron LeGrand, and many other real estate legends. He's been called the Tony Robbins of the real estate world. Please give a warm welcome to your speaker, Sunil Tulsiani.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for that video, and thank you, Dr. Haider. I appreciate you. And thanks for everybody for being here. And thank you to the entire team for everybody to put the entire team. It's telling me the recording stopped and we're starting again. So thank you for having me here, Haider. I appreciate you and your team and everybody that's here. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. I'm not too sure if I am on the speaker view or not, because I see the Business Summit on my computer, but I will just proceed with that myself. Everybody, thank you for being here, and I really am very blessed to be able to do that. Most of the people in Canada, especially and United States, know a little bit about my story. I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to share with you some of the success and some of the failures, and then how did I come back financially. You see, I was born in India and growing up in New Delhi, India, where there was no running water, there was no electricity, and there was no toilets. And we were very poor. My father was a factory man. And basically, we grew up with the idea of a scarcity, you know, go to school, study hard, get good grades, and one day somebody's going to give you a great job. And you have all the options in the world, but these three options are your choices. You have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer, and so doctor, engineer, or some sort of a government job that you need to get. Now, for me, I was not the best student, actually. I was a kind of bad student. And I was told all my life that you're not going to amount to anything, you're too short, you're too dark, you're this, you're that, you know, your spelling is bad, and all that stuff. So in 1981, we immigrated to Canada, Toronto, Canada. And that's where I was about 13 years old at that time. I ended up, once again, making sure that my grades were high enough to do what I wanted to do in my life. And the only thing I wanted to do in my life was I wanted to become a police officer in Canada. In 1990, I became a police officer. I went from being a uniform officer to becoming a police detective, to becoming a police negotiator, and finally a platoon commander. And in between all that stuff, I got married, we had 2 kids, and beautiful things were happening. But in about 13th year, policing, my wife comes to me and we start to have some fights. And the fights were very simple. That you're not here, you don't pay attention, and when you even are here, you're not here. So we were fighting a lot. And finally, in the 15th year of policing, I decided, and I came to a point where I said, what's more important, my family or the profession? That's the juncture I was in. We had 2 kids, my wife, and I realized that there are times where people get divorces, and they should get divorces. But in my case, it was basically this one thing, which was my profession that I enjoyed. I went up the ladder, I was making good money, I was good at it, and everything like that. So I decided, I looked at my friends, all of my police officer friends, and police officer friends told me, I looked at them, and yet they were great people, and they were serving their country, they were doing all that stuff. But there was one issue, and the one issue was they did not have the best of family life. In fact, some of them were divorced several times, and then at the end of their life, or when they retired, they were lonely. They didn't have any friends. They didn't have family members. Even their kids didn't care for them. They didn't have spouses. They hate each other and all that stuff. And I said to myself, do I want that for me, or do I want something else? Well, growing up in the Indian family, and my parents brought up this idea that family is the most important part. But it's not what you say, it's what you do that matters. So I decided to actually go and quit my policing. Now the issue was I couldn't quit because that every 2 weeks I got that paycheck. That paycheck was coming in. It was security. I had to take care of my family. So finally, I went to the police department and I asked them, can I have a 1 year of leave of absence, unpaid leave of absence? They said in the history of the police department with us, no one had the guts to even ask. Basically, what I was asking is, give me 1 year off. I will try something else. If that didn't work, I want my position, not only my as a police officer, but I want my position to be the same that I had. And it went all the way up to the ladder and finally came down, and they gave me 1 year of unpaid leave of absence, thinking that I will fail, that I will come back anyways, it wouldn't work out and all that stuff. Now, I don't know if somebody here knows me or not, but right now I'm in Toronto area, and the first year I ended up I didn't know what to do. I didn't know which business to go into. I looked at franchise businesses. I looked at distribution. I looked at vending machines. I looked at coffee shops. I looked at everything that I could at. And one day I got an ad that I saw from a guy named Robert Allen. And he says, buy properties, no money down. Now, I thought, as a detective, I thought that was stupid. This is fake. This is not real. And so I threw it away. But then a few hours later, that same newspaper came into my life, basically into my lap, and I opened it exactly to that full page ad that I saw. Long story short, I went to that event. I paid $5,000 for it, which was, I had never done that before, to pay somebody to go to a seminar and all that stuff. That course that I took from Robert Allen changed my life. Now, in the chat box, I'm not too sure if people are able to chat or not, but if you can, I want you to guess the first year alone. How many properties did I buy and sell the first year alone? Now, I was my mindset was, if I make $25 an hour, $30 an hour, that's good enough and all that stuff. If somebody knows what that would be, can you put in some? Dr. Ram says 5. What else? Annabelle says 8. Good. Keep going. I just want to give you a heads up. That was a little bit more than that. Go ahead. Put it in there for me if you can do that. 12. 15. Naomi says. Vishal says 12. Mohammed says. Hassan says 20. Arena says 18. One more. Let's see. One more. Saeed said 26. From all of these ones, the person who's the closest, is it Balti Nadu says 34, thank you. Saeed says 40, Robin says 24. That's awesome. And what I'm going to say to you is that it is very important for you to know that for me to make even $100,000 was like, wow, this is what I used to make as a platoon commander at the police force there. And I ended up buying and selling 77 properties in 1 year alone during that time period time. Thank you for that. Somebody says, amazing, wow, amazing, wow, wow. That's awesome, thank you. And I want to say to you is this, if you had told me, Sunil, you're going to be able to do that, Saeed says, thank you. I would say, you're not crazy, I can't do that. I'm just a regular guy, told that you're not going to amount to anything. My father used to say, Sunil, if you don't study hard, you don't do what I tell you, you're going to beg on streets. You're going to beg on the street. My mom and dad said, don't fly too high. Don't spread yourself too thin. If you go high, the fall could be very hurtful. Don't think too big. Stay. Keep your goals real. And when I bought and sold 77 properties, I have a lesson for you all. And the lesson is that sometimes you need in fact, most of the times you need a very strong why. So what was this lesson? What are the lessons in this one? The strong why was, in this case, for me, if I don't do it, I will fail. I'll go back to my work. If I go back to my work, I lose my family. So strong why. Why are you doing it is very important. Number two, there has to be a deadline. So in this case, I had a 1 year deadline. I knew if I didn't succeed in 1 year, I would go back and then it wouldn't work. Number three, all of my friends, my relatives, my parents, my uncles, they said one thing and one thing only. You are crazy. Don't do it. Do you know how hard it is to get a job like that? Do you know how secure that is? And so the entire, almost 99% of the people that I knew said to me, you're crazy, don't do it. This is stupid and all that stuff. So the lesson number three is simply this. If you want to go to the massive levels, if you want to go to massive levels, and people are telling you you're crazy, you can't do it, it's too big, blah, 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 that means you're going the right way. That means the path you've taken is the correct path for you. If your path is to go beyond your dreams. So if the regular people tell you, wow, amazing, keep it up, that's awesome, and they don't have the results, and they're telling you that means you're going the wrong way. It's not going to work out. So that's some of those lessons. And the fourth one is the how to becomes least important when your why and your persistence is very important. So how to shows up. The investors shows up, people with money show up, people with opportunities show up. Now, if people ask me, Sunil, did you have money to do this, this 77 properties and all that stuff? And the answer is, I had some money, but I didn't have the money to do that. And for me, a flip, an assignment, a wholesaling, a rental, a rent to own, buy, fix, and flip, every transaction I started to do them in bulk, and that what 77 property represented. So next lesson was I wrote a goal that I, Sunil Tulsiani, will make $1 million by the end of the year. I signed it and I dated it and I put it everywhere. I had no clue how. I had no investors. I had no connections, and I put it all over the world. Now, at the end of the year, I want you to put down in the chat box, how much money did I make in the 1 year? And I want to tell you that I did not make more than $1 million. So I want to give you this clue. How much money did I make the first year alone? Go for it, guys. Tell me. 75,000? No, professor says interesting. Okay. How much money did I make the first year? Go ahead, put in the chat box for me. Guess. 50% of what? I don't know. $700,000, Muhammad says. Sheikh says $999,000. I like how you think. Willie says 1.5, 500,000 is what you guys good. Dr. Ram says 500,000. Is it Balti says 450? Navami says 750. And Atena says 800,000. Nipa says $100,000. All right. Okay, thank you for that. Remember, it was less than $1 million. So if you're putting in more than that, thank you very much. Somebody says $6 million. I wish I did that. I ended up making, get ready, approximately $980,000. So somebody who said 999 was very, very close. Now, thank you. You guys can, thank you for this clap. And I want to share this with you, not to brag, nothing to like that. I want to share with you that I was like a kid in the candy store, that the dreams actually can come true for regular people, with the right people who have the vision, who have that strong why, and who are going to do what it takes to make it happen. And so since then, I opened up a real estate club called Private Investment Club. And that was 16 years ago. And now Private Investment Club has become the top elite real estate club in North America, in Canada, and the United States. We have members who are millionaires and multimillionaires. Jack Canfield of Chicken Soup for the Soul is a member. Robert G. Allen, who basically changed my life, he's a member of my club. Brian Tracy, legendary Brian Tracy, business legendary, he's a member. And last but not least, Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank, the billionaire investor, Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank. He's a member of my club. So let's say you have a business, you have real estate business, you have other businesses and all that stuff. There's one thing you absolutely need, and that is connections and money. If you don't have the funding, you don't have it, the chances of your growth would be different. Now, Kevin Harrington, for example, of Shark Tank, he's a close friend of mine, and he's a member of my club, and he's the guy, if I brought some deal to him, any business to him, he is going to have a ear, he's going to listen. Why? Because of the relationships. So our goal is to build relationships with the right people if you want to grow, because the money's there. There are trillions and trillions of dollars on this planet. Money's there. Is that money going to come to you is the question. And do you have the relationships? And how do you bring that those opportunities? And how do you bring those money? And I'm going to share with you right now that changed my life. And that is this. Your goal should be in this. You connect and attract COIs. COIs. And COI stands for Center of Influence People. Center of Influence People. One center of influence. One. Forget about 10, 20, 50. In my case, we have many center of influences now. But when I started, there was one center of influence that changed my life. So what can center of influences do? They have access. They have connections. They have the money. They also have friends who have money. They have the influence to tell their friends to go invest in your businesses and all that stuff. So your goal should be, when you're at this event, to say, hey, who are the center of influences? And how can we network with those people? And how do we go to the next level? And you create a lose-win situation. Now, you may have heard of win-win situation, but in order for you to grow to the next level, you create a lose-win situation. And I'll explain what that means, especially if you're here and you're going after somebody who is a center of influence. Maybe they have the money, maybe they're the investors, maybe they have the opportunities or whatever it is. The center of influences. So number one thing with the center of influences, what happens to them is that right now I get pitched all the time from all over the world about businesses, about real estate, about developments and all that stuff. The big issue with center of influences is that they don't have the time. They just don't have the time. For my case, I have about 60 or 70,000 people connected on social media. I got 25 to 30,000 people email list. So I get sometimes when we have an event or something like that, people send me an email and say, Sunil, can I have 1 hour of your time? I want to take you out for lunch. Now, I want you to know this. We cannot have 25,000 people or even 1,000 people say, Sunil, I want to take you out, because it's just not even possible to do that. I did not understand that when I started out. So one thing that you have to understand with the center of influence is that one will change your life is what do the center of influence need? And then you do that first. That's what we call lose-win situation. Why is that? Most center of influences get something like this. Unknown people come up to them and say something like, you don't really know me, but I want to take you out and do this with you. And they think that they want to create a win-win situation when the center of influence does not know them yet. So then they say, well, no center of influence is doing business with me, or it's harder for me to raise the money or capital or opportunities or that connections that we're talking about. So what if you go to a center of influence with the idea that you lose first and they win first? So you figure out what's their charity. You know, maybe they have an event, you volunteer. Maybe they have a book, you buy their book. Maybe they have some sort of something that it's important to them. You do that first to gain that access. Because once you get their ear and once you get their time, then chances of you doing business is there. At no time, no business. So you go and find and attract center of influences at every event to go to the next level. And I hope this is something amazing for you. I see that you guys are chatting. This is awesome. Throughout the day or however long this event is, figure out who the center of influences are. Figure out how can you get to know them, and figure out how to work with them is the most important part. Now, multi-million-dollar formula or $1 billion formula, however you want to look at it, is this. Number 1, marketing. Number 2, sales. Number 3, the product. Marketing, sales, product. If you look at any business, real estate, marketing, closing, investors, people who are raising money. You're marketing to attract people, closing people to say, here's what my business is, and I would like you to invest. And then the customers are your investors, for example, or joint venture partners or partners. So marketing, sales, and closing. So the marketing part is very, very important because that is what attracts the people into your life. The sale is also very important. And sale is simply sometimes when people come into your life, you explain what it is, and they go, yeah, I'm in. I'd like to invest $100,000 with you or $1 million with you. I've helped a lot of people raise money. You know, people do no money down deals and things like that. I am connected with the right people right now. So not only do I have access to it, some of my members are multimillionaires, as well as some celebrity business entrepreneurs as well. And I'm really blessed to be able to share stages with people like Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Grant Cardone. Some of these people that I'm hanging out with is very, very important and sharing stages with. Why am I doing that? Because they're my center of influences. And now I do business with my center of influences. So it's not just, hey, shake hands and all that stuff. No, I'm doing business with them. I want you to know if a center of influence sends out an email about your product or service to their list, if they send out your offer to their list, let's say they have a list of 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever the number is, the chance of your growth is higher because now you get introduced to people that don't even know you yet. And now the center of influence is saying to them, you should do business with this person, okay? So for me, Robert Allen the other day sent out an email, Kevin Harrington sent out, Brian, like all these people are sending my offers to their list. And that's what I would say to you that you do as well. So whatever I'm sharing with you, I'm doing it now. I did it before, and that's how you grow. It's called leverage. And when we talk about leverages, people think leverage means money. And yes, money is leverage for sure. OPM, other people's money. But leverage is also other people's efforts, other people's credibility, other people's access. More than money, it's those leverages, because once you have those access, the money will come, right? Money will come. Other people's efforts and other people's credibility and other people's brands. can change your life completely to the next level. And so I want you to talk about, I want to share with you is and because I know I have only 5 more minutes or so, marketing, sales, and the product or service that you deliver, or the investment that you deliver, or whatever you do. So marketing does not mean going after people. Marketing means attracting the people that you want to do business with. So when you attract people into your life, they end up doing things better. You enjoy it better, you do things like that as well. Sales is basically a system right after, once you attract them, to say, okay, how do we close them? How do we say, okay, you like this? All right, let's buy it, let's do it. Or, you want to invest into my company? Here's how you do it. And then get them to close, get them to commit, get them to do that stuff. Now, of course, there's systems behind that and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end, make sure you deliver or over deliver. Before I finish off, I want to share with you a concept that has been exploded all over the world. And it's a word that I have made up. It's called plurking. Plurking, P-L-E-R-K-I-N-G, plurking. Plurking basically is concept of taking the word play and taking the word work and you combine it together. It's called plurking. So plurking basically means doing what you love and making lots of money. Plurking basically means having fun and making lots of money. Plurking also means that that you're doing your passion and making money. Because we have lots of people who actually don't do what they love, but they make good money. And then we have people who do what they love, but they have no money or very little money and they're poor. But plurking combines the both ideas. So all of you on this planet should figure out how can you plurk for rest of your life moving forward, because it means you're going to add value to the world. It means that you're going to have fun. It means that people are going to be attracted to you because your energy is going to be different when you're plurking. It means you're going to attract the right mate, friends, connections, center of influences, business partners, investors in a different way. You're going to attract them, not go after them. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. What I can say to you is this. I'm going to, if it's okay with Dr. Hayder, that I give away maybe a couple of gifts. Is that okay with you guys? Yes?
Perfect. Sure,
yes.
Sure. Sunil, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I have a program, a book. It's called Science of Getting Rich. And because of Dr. Hayder and my relationship with him, and we're going to be producing, he's going to be producing an event in New Delhi, India, where I'm going to be the keynote speaker. It's going to be in-person event, and are basically becoming friends. And I wanted to give a gift. This gift has changed a lot of people's lives. It's called Science of Getting Rich. It's not only a book. There's 20 videos and audios, so you can listen to it, you can watch it, or you can read it. And I want to give all of your attendees, all of the attendees, the digital version of the whole thing, everybody here. If my team can put an email, actually, admin@Private Investment Club. In fact, you should go right now to this email. There's an email right now. Cut and paste that email. Send an email right now. In the chat box, just put down Science of Getting Rich gift, and I will give that gift to you. Absolutely no cost. Do that right now, actually. And what I want to say to you is that during this COVID-19 situation, whether you're a real estate investor, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a product, I want you to understand that the best opportunity to become wealthy, best opportunity to become rich, and best opportunity to help a lot of people is coming in 2022, because we're in uncertain times and most people end up losing money. Some people end up making a lot of money, more money than they have ever made in their life. For me, I have made lots of money from 2005 to 2008. I've lost it all. And then 2008, when the crash occurred, because of that, I gained millions back again. And this is what I want you guys to understand. And so what I can do is this: if my team can actually put in the email. I know my team, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for what you're saying to me, and send a copy. I will not be able to send a copy to anybody if you're putting your email address, but I will say this to you. I'm going to, if you guys can, if you look at this right now, Private Investment Club, there's admin@Private Investment Club. If you guys can stop texting, using the chat box for just 5 or 10 seconds. My team, can you put in the link one more time? And you're going to cut and paste and send an email to admin@privateinvestmentclub.com. And my team, I promise you, will give you the whole thing, the entire package, absolutely free. So it's there right now. And don't wait, say I'll do it some other time. Cut and paste right now, just in the subject line. Don't even have to write anything in. Subject line, I want Science of Getting Rich program, or thank you, or whatever you want to say. And I promise you, I'll get that to you. My second gift for you guys, if you can, I'm going to do this right now as well. My second gift is if somebody wants to become a member of my club. I know I have 2 more minutes, so I'm going to make it very quickly. If somebody wants to become a member or find out about it or what it is and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to do this right now. If we can have everybody stop for the chat, I'm going to have a link that I'm going to put in for you, and that link is what you press in and just fill some information about and send it to me, and then see if we can work together. Because at the end of the day, this entire conference is all about action, connections, meeting people, meeting the center of influences. If you like what I have done, I have members all over the world, Canada, United States, Europe, UK, and all over the world, Africa, Australia. If you want to raise money, if you want to be partnering up with me and my wealthy friends and things like that, if I can get my team to put in the link there, it says win one-on-one session, just click on that and basically you get, we'll select some. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do that. I realize there's 102 people, so I will tell you that we'll just have few people, but just put it in and we go from there. So click on that, fill out some of the answers, and I'll just have my team select that. All the best to you. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. My gift to you, whether it's this one or winning one-on-one session with me personally, I really appreciate you all. Thank you very much. And if I have added your value to you right today, and if I've done something like that, do let me know in the chat box. Take good care. Thank you. Thank you
very much, Sunil. Thank you very much for your valuable speech and your sharing your ideas, and we look forward to hear more and more. And I can say one of Sunil's program that I joined first time, I didn't even know him, but I just joined one of his webinar last year during the heavy pandemic time. And I think about 6,000 people I saw online, and I was really amazed to see. It was one of the biggest program I joined from Sunil. So since then I was looking forward, I was following him and so on. So now we are doing a partnership. We are going for a program in Delhi on the 15th of January. We'll give you the details. We'll come back with the details of the venue and all, but 15th of January for sure is a live event in New Delhi in India. Sunil will be there, I'll be there, and some of our other friends and valuable speakers will be there together, and we'll be rocking in Delhi soon. Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. With this, I'd like to ask Mr. Avi to invite our next presenter.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor, and thank you, Mr. Sunil and team. This was really inspiring. I am sure that there are so many people here who was inspired. My advice to you, do not only be inspired, but take some actions. There are some emails that have been sent, so please look for your copy. And again, thank you for this, Mr. Sunil, for the book and for the one-on-one mentoring. Our next presenter is Mr. Eric from UK, from Itoma Lux. Mr. Eric, are you here?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this opportunity of being here together with you. Hopefully you can see already my screen, so I'm gonna get straight to the case, and thank you for a good presentation from Mr. Sunil. Compared to him, I was actually an amazing student, but what actually connects us, we are both in real estate. So basically where we are as a business, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We are in property development. So basically, we are working with property developers on a project-by-project basis. And as you can see, while being based here in the West, we focus actually on emerging markets. to which I'm gonna come throughout this presentation. And basically what we do, we focus on the commercial side of property development, and our goal is to enable property development with financing and then de-risk it and increase chances of commercial success with marketing and sales solutions. So it's all about commercialization. Now, who do we work with? Our main market, or the only type of customers that we are working with, are property developers, but then on the other side of the equation are indeed investors on both equity and senior debt basis to eventually invest in the promising property developments in the countries of focus, in the specific niches. Now, taking it from there, why exactly property development? I'm gonna very quickly scan through this slide, but the big picture is property development has higher supply than demand. Even in UK, which is basically the 5th richest nation in the world, there is 75% gap, not even mentioning about, let's say, the developing and emerging world. And second of all, there is big money involved at consumer level. Just ask yourself, what is your most valuable asset, or how much have you got actually to pay off still on your mortgage? Not even mentioning money involved in business, so B2B, and that's exactly where we as Aitoma Labs sit. So again, I mentioned that we've got 3 main pillars of our strategy: financing, marketing, and sales. And now looking at the business model, just to bring this closer to everyone that we are here with today, how does it really work? Basically, we work with property developers, and this property developer has certain needs for financing as well as commercialization of the project. So we as Aitoma Labs, in the first step, actually connect with the right lender, and we've already got some in our network with whom we've been successfully working together. The lender actually invests into the project, and after a certain time, whether that's equity or debt, basically gets the money back from this on project by project basis. Then on the other hand, what's the difference being simply a broker for financing? We also work with property developers throughout the project. What does it really mean? That means that basically we know what is happening not only before the property development started, but also throughout the project. We can flag any sort of issues early and action them. Therefore, further, they're risking the finance for the investors. And then the final element that we are developing is basically in accordance with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 7 and 11, which are energy and sustainable cities. We want to also contribute eventually with part of the funds into, let's say, the funding of green solutions in property development, which is one of the most polluting industries in the world. So that's the big picture of our business model. Now, taking it from there and focusing on the specific pillars, just to bring this closer on, during this teaser, and obviously I invite you cordially to have a conversation with us, whether you are an investor or property developer. First of all, for property developers, why and whom we can help. The best fit is on the project over 20 million, because we are talking here about international corporate finance, but possibilities start from 1 million, and one of our partners is indeed Business Summit. Second of all, we've got rates that are slightly better than the local lending market, because we focus on the economies with quite high interest rate, while bringing the money eventually from the West, where the interest rates are lower. Third of all, our charges are on success basis only. We are paid when you, as a property developer, gets the funding. Now, who has the highest chances of getting the finance? Basically, first of all, is obviously the experience. Second of all, very important for investors to de-risk the funding, is skin in a game, or simply collateral, whether that's cash, land, or financial instruments. And basically where we sit, where, what is our specialty, is helping to plan it properly up front. We've got the full checklist focusing purely on property development and nothing else. So we know exactly what is required to eventually fund the project successfully. Now, our process overview, again, we don't have time to go into this in details, but again, I invite you to have a chat with me or someone from our team. And then we can basically explain that in details. Still, the second side of financing is obviously what is there for the investors. Why is it worth eventually to set up a conversation with me or someone from my team? First of all, demand is much higher than the supply, which obviously means that the prices are always getting higher. That's how we build, let's say, millionaires and billionaires in property. And we had an example, let's say, with the last presenter. There is big money involved. Again, the most valuable asset usually in the people's lives, tangible collaterals, basically, which means basically securitization options and again, the risk in the project, options for debt, equity and securitization, multiple leverages on business model, as well as basically long and short horizons for the investment, depending on the particular business model of this development. Now, taking it from there, exactly for the investors, what is our long-term plan? Why we are looking for more investors eventually to build with? We want to build a fund. So instead of being on a project-by-project basis with different lenders, we want, as on this example, basically, build a fund and then decide together on the specific portfolio of projects where we focus, for example, on the residential in the specific geographies to take it eventually from there. And that's why we would like to be speaking with anyone who's in the investment banking space. And that's very briefly about, let's say, financing. Now, marketing throughout the project. And obviously that's very important to commercialize. Once you get financing, you want to sell your development as soon as possible. So what are the customer problems that we solve now? So we make it more liquid, increasing the pre-sales. Second of all, disconnect the customer base. We target wider, basically, audience, eventually with digital technology. And the third one is obviously lockdown. So marketing pillar, worth knowing about our solutions. We are A to Z supplier of marketing and sales solutions. All of them are digital without the need to visit the construction site. And the end goal here is to de-risk the project, basically with increasing the pre-sales of property development. So even before the property is constructed, we help selling and then reach maximum audience, like non-resident people, non-resident Indians, non-resident Bangladeshi, non-resident Nigerians, and so on. In our process, we look from the perspective of the full customer journey, starting from awareness, interest, consideration, finishing on the purchase, and for each of the stages, we've got different solutions. The difference, again, there is no time eventually to focus too much on our solutions, but the difference is on this picture. On the left, you've got an original picture taken anywhere in the world. That can be North America, Asia, Africa, Australia. And then on the right-hand side, without the need to visit this property, you've got digitally remastered property, and you can ask yourself a question: which one would pique your interest as the potential buyer of the property? All of it delivered basically digitally, remotely, anywhere in the world. And here is the second basically set of some of the solutions, and we've got much more augmented and virtual reality with the high growth market. So this is basically just a sample. Please connect with me and then we can have a proper presentation. Right, finishing this presentation, the last element are sales. Got an example of, say, Nigeria and India as some of the most promising markets for us. They know their own tariff. Developers can sell to customer from Lagos, but we take it to the next level. And basically what we do, and here is an example from India, we focus on the diaspora, non-resident, basically sitting somewhere in the West, earning good money, having to take it eventually from there. And that's basically where we help international property sales. So in summary, we can help with international property sales to take it to the next level. And here you've got basically where we are currently present, where we've got some business ties. So we focus on the 5 main markets, and then we are looking also at some other ones. And the main thing here is basically the ones that are high population growth. And again, Europe is slowly dying out, unfortunately. So focus on the emerging markets. high wealth growth. So again, this is the risking all of the projects macroeconomically. Large diaspora, which is obviously important for the international sales with people who actually have the money to invest back at home, and also importantly for the financing, relatively high bank interest rates. And again, this is basically where bringing money from the West can help with the customers in the emerging markets. So they ask, so probably the most important slide from anyone's perspective. In summary, we are looking for experienced property developers that seek better commercial solutions for financing, marketing, and sales. So please speak with us. And then secondly, we are looking also for the investors who want to firstly act with us as lenders, and then eventually create this specific fund, inclusive of some elements of UN Sustainable Development Goals to take it to the next level. So once again, thank you very much for participating at this presentation. I'm Eric Tomaszewski, and please speak with me now if you are in the property and specifically property development space. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was impressive. Please, Dr. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, Eric has been presenting a great technology, and I'm sure our friends, some of us we know and some of us don't know. I'd like to hear from one of the most promising entrepreneur and a mentor, Mr. Murad from USA. Mr. Murad, can you unmute yourself, and would like to hear from you, my friend?
Oh, Dr. Haider, can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you, we can hear you well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, you know, the presentations is very exciting, and especially, you know, to kick off the day with the Sunil. And for Eric's presentations with property developers, and I think is that what he does is very certain things that very aligned or overlapping with what I'm doing, but he's very specialized in property developers, as opposed that me, you know, I work with a very selective project financing lender that I work with here, and my lenders are, you know, in the US, UK, and Canada. So it's interesting, Eric, and to look at, you know, what you're doing. I'm happy to connect you, and then actually explained what are these opportunities to work together, because that so certain things, as I said, when it comes to property development, certain of my funders are only, you know, they only look at the commercial side only, no affordable housing, for example. They're not interested in affordable housing. But as you mentioned, when it comes to international, the West interest rate is very lower than what the other market is offering. Same thing with my lender. And another thing is to validate what you just said is that when it comes to international, yes, we don't go when it comes to project financings, regardless whether it's properties, development or not, we look at minimum at 50 million, and certain of my lender is looking only at 100 million to start with. So these is where that when it comes when you want to play in the international market, and especially in the property developments, and at least on my end that I can say, we look at those minimum first. If it doesn't meet, then we are not going to entertain any requests if it doesn't meet that. Yeah.
Okay, for this. And again, we've got different lenders. So let's connect, let's have a chat, and let's see where there is a potential fit for us. Thanks for this one.
You're welcome, Mary.
Great. Okay. We have good news from all our friends, and especially from Murad. Thank you for your your suggestions, and we can see a lot of ecosystem to work together. With this, I think if anyone else has any suggestions, or any of our other panelists has got any comments on this Eric's project, please. Well, not for now. So I'd like to ask Mr. Abhishek to go for the next presenter, please.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. We have next a promo video that will go on. Emerald, if you can please put it on. Thank you.
What is Toronto Summit 2021? I need to tell you. It's the summit in person in Hilton Markham Hotel. We have booked the whole ballroom to accommodate 100 top investors and business owners from North America mostly and from all around the world. 100 inside the ballroom to view 20 most exciting projects that are ready to go, that are ready for investment, that are ready for sale. These are all between $10 million and $2 billion values. So the investors can see what the project is about, and they can see on the spot in the wide screen. We'll be presenting all the project, and they can make up their mind on the spot. The owners of the project will be introduced to the investors as well on the spot, and they can get engaged in the discussion immediately and conclude a deal. Under the current situation with the pandemic, it's impossible for somebody to meet some investors individually in different cities. Since the Canadian government have allowed business to open, we took this initiative to expand the business of Canada globally, and also global business houses, business companies to come to Canada and get engaged with the Canadian companies and American companies to get the right investors, right partners, and expand their business. So it's a global investment summit, investor summit. We are expecting about 200 business owners to join online, because this is a hybrid program, and 100 on the spot in person. It's a half-a-day program. We'll start with a coffee and a breakfast in the morning at 9, and keep presenting the projects one after the other, and let the investors choose the project, right project. It's an immense benefit for the investors as well, that you don't have a cost, you don't have an expenses to choose a project that you are looking for. For a bankers, it's an opportunity that we have done already the due diligence. The projects are already in the existence. For the investors, this is a golden opportunity to select a project on the spot and start doing your further due diligence and get it funded. While the project owners, you might be looking for investors desperately online at the moment, but it's difficult to get the investors on site. Here we are getting the investors for you to meet them, talk to them, and get your project funded, get your product sold into the market, and get your business done on the spot. So that's what we do. Just join, continue, contact us today, immediately, don't wait. COVID has really destroyed our business a lot. Let it not destroy anymore. Not many people are taking this initiative. We thought of you. We are with you. We have been with you. That's why we took this initiative, and just to benefit you, just to help you out. Let's work together. Let the economy grow. Let the business grow beyond the boundary. And let's make it happen. Don't forget, 3rd of December in Toronto, either in person or online. It's a hybrid program, as I said. Join and see the wonders. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can you please give a loud applause to this video? If you're here, let's give a big loud applause. Thank you, Dr. Haider. Again, this is the opportunity of the year. This is the opportunity of the year. I will repeat myself. Our Toronto Summit is meant for you to go and pitch your project. And the best part about this is, let me just say it very loud and clearly, even if you don't want to present your project, you can go there, and I will quote as Mr. Sunil said, go and get your center of influence, because we will be having a lot of influential people, and we are ready to connect you not only to investors but to other business owners. So if you have a business and you're looking for funding, December is the time to be in Toronto virtually or physically. Or if you say, I am a businessman and I want to connect and grow, which I think everyone here wants to, this is the time to go and connect. And let me just release the best news for today. This is the best news ever. As it is Dr. Haider's birthday, he said that he will be giving at least one free ticket for one presenter, and he will also be giving at least discounts to at least 2 more presenters. Okay, now listen to this. If you want that, our team will be connecting with you. Please write your name and just say Toronto Summit on the chat. If you want that, write it right now, because our team will give it to you. And this is valid only for today. Again, it's because of his birthday. That is why we have made this whole webinar for free. We want the best people, our best friends, to connect and make it a success. So I will repeat again, if you want to be in this Toronto Summit as a participant or as a presenter, to grow your influence or to get money, to get your funding, please write your email address, and my team is here, our team is here, they will be noting it, and we will connect as soon as next week on Monday. I will be sending an email. Let's meet and let's talk how we can give you this ticket, how you can come and become influential also, or how you can come and become the next great success story of Business Summit. Thank you so much again, Dr. Haider, for this opportunity. Can we just give again a loud applause for these tickets that he's giving all those who are here and all those who are really interested. So all the best to everyone. I will be connecting with you very soon, and I hope to see you in Toronto. Dr. Haider has requested for the next presenter that he wants to introduce our next presenter. I like what he said. He just sent me a message just before I start talking. He said, please, you need to say this. I quote, K3 Telecom is changing lives in Africa. I am quote. Dr. Haider, I think, let me introduce Mr. Stefan. You will do the best job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Avi. I think Stefan is here and from 3R. And we have been working together as a brother for last many years. And we went to Africa to venture with this K3 Telecom, which is a Swiss telecom company. And it's changing the lives, really, connecting the African friends. The telecom, especially the data, the internet. We say internet in the air. I think Stefan will be telling more, but what I saw, or what we worked together, what we have been working together on this project, particularly in Western Africa right now, we are changing. We have connected so many people in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, and we are waiting to connect in many places in Africa where internet is impossible. And that's how the struggling is there, suffering is there, and this should be over by now. And that's where K3R has been trying, and we are into this game right now. I'd like to invite Stefan Stenkeller from 3R to make his presentation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Haider. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Can you all hear me and also see me? Yeah? Yes. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
All right. All right. Great. Thanks again for having me here today on the call. I'm very excited. I want to give all the welcome to all around the world, because I know there are people from the Americans joining, there are people from Europe joining, there are people from Asia and Australia joining, and hopefully also some people from Africa, from where I am actually right now live. And it's actually good that I have right now a good internet connection, because this is what is in Africa not common. And for everyone who knows a bit about Africa and internet connectivity, they know what I'm talking about. So I want to just come straight to the point. Again, thanks so much, Mr. Haider, for the introduction. In Africa, we do not have reliable internet access at all. Forget about broadband. There is maybe some 3G, some 4G in the big cities working, but there is almost no broadband connectivity. Less than 1% have no broadband internet connectivity. And 80% of African population are not connected at all to the internet. When I think about this over and over again, they do not wake up in the morning like us and check their emails. They do not wake up in the morning and check their social medias, their LinkedIn, where they can maybe grab a next opportunity. They do not have all of this yet. So that's why we are here speaking about a huge market that is actually really, let's say, yeah, it's on the beginning, right? If we talk about infrastructure in Europe or in the Western world, you know, it's pretty much okay. It's pretty good, right? We have uptime. We don't have problems when it rains that we don't have internet. We don't have problems at peak hours. So we are connected. We can do Zoom, we can do everything, but Africa does not. And I am inviting you today to this short presentation where we are actually combining the internet connectivity with another layer. And this other layer is the blockchain. I don't know how much you know all about blockchain and about the blockchain technology and actually what benefits and advantages it can bring along. Let me just go to the next slide. It's because there is so little infrastructure, this blockchain component to this continent will mean a lot. And I'm saying this because in Europe, for example, everything is so much advanced already, and they do have their voting systems. They do have a lot of infrastructure ready, and they are not about to change that really fast. But where there is no infrastructure ready, something like the blockchain can really revolutionize the continent, and it can bring to them, how can I say, some technologies and some systems that are actually more advanced than the ones the Western world is using. Imagine you have a blockchain validating voting. You know, there is a presidential election coming up, and imagine you have a blockchain system that is actually guaranteeing transparency for the voting. This, for example, no other country does have yet, but it's about to come, and probably Africa will be one of the first. Let's not speak only about voting, about everything. Digital identities. Have you ever thought about having blockchain really as a validator for digital identities? Proof, nobody can change it, impossible to manipulate. And I have some extremely brilliant news to share with you today, Dr. Haider. You also don't know them yet, because what we were working on and with who we were working on and with who we are currently working on, it's really a big player in this space, and they are really bringing stuff on ground in Africa as first blockchain let's say developer ever. So we are really excited. I will share later maybe some pictures if I have another couple of minutes time. For any questions you have, I will later also put my email, my contact. I am happy to introduce you to the blockchain world itself. I know we were in the meetings before, in the presentations before, seeing a lot about real estates, other businesses, traditional businesses, and so on. This is a pretty technical thing, the blockchain development, but at the end, it is also the infrastructure that we are rolling out, right? Like we did, like you said, Mr. Haider, we did it in Sierra Leone, we did it in Liberia, we are going to Ethiopia, we are going to Nigeria, we are going to the DRC, we are going to Kenya, we are going to Ghana, a lot of things coming. And yeah, last but not least, if we talk about digital identities, if we talk about microloans, if we talk about banking the unbanked, right? There is no better way and no easier way than banking unbanked people with wallets, with blockchain wallets, right? But in order to bank them, we need to first connect them. And Africa is on that stage that is actually not connected yet. And there is actually where 3Air and K3 Telecom are kind of fitting in and integrating with the big blockchain providers like Cardano. Let me just mention a bit. Maybe the one or the other heard already about Cardano and its blockchain technology. Is a very advanced, extremely safe, extremely cheap in terms of transaction cost, and extreme scalable blockchain that we are in very close cooperation. They are right now touring throughout Africa. They started in South Africa. They have been to Burundi, to Tanzania, to Zanzibar, to Kenya. They are right now in Ethiopia, where right now one of my partners did meet Charles Hoskinson, the founder, the ex-founder of Ethereum, right, and the founder of Cardano. We had an amazing talk. They are really looking forward to have us with them rolling out and working on the big vision and the big mission to connect the unconnected in order to bank the unbanked. And what that could mean for every one of you here, I can tell you it could mean a lot, because this is really a, how can I say, this is really an opportunity that is so brand new. And I mean, you know what is happening in the crypto, in the blockchain scene, in that space and sphere. It's crazy things are happening. The development is going so fast. And if you want to be in the right place at the right time, beside all your traditional companies and all your traditional shares that you already have, take advantage also out of this space. You maybe know what Bitcoin did, what Ethereum did, you know, a couple of years ago, some dollars in, and you can take like hundreds of thousands dollars out now, these things, but with something real below. And this is where the K3 Telecom plugs in. We do have a solution. I'm not talking about a future project that might or might not materialize. You know, this is a project that is already up and running. So in this blockchain space, you always need to analyze each and every project. Sometimes you find some good ideas, but you don't know if it eventually will happen or not, right? So I'm here talking about something, and Dr. Haider can also confirm this. I'm talking here about something real. There is real people on it. There is real infrastructure on it. And the technology that we are using is incredibly interesting to roll out in Africa, because you know the big cities, maybe you know the big cities, you cannot dig cable in order to bring fiber optics to their homes. That costs billions and hundreds of billions, and it will take decades in order to do that. And there is no money, not enough money available, and not also enough time available. So what we have is, we have actually a cable speed, how can I say, a cable quality internet that we can stream through the air from one big tower in the range of 50 kilometers, in the radius of 50 kilometers all around. So think about a big city like the DRC, the capital of DRC, Kinshasa, where there are 20 million people living, but they have all a crappy internet, and they have no uptime. We can stream to them dedicated bandwidth. This is something that we in Europe don't need, and also not in the Middle East probably, and also not in the Americas, in the Asians, in most part of Asia, in Japan. You know, you have no problem with your internet, but in Africa you do have, and you have no idea how much looking forward they are to get a reliable internet with a dedicated bandwidth on a 99.9% uptime, because weather conditions doesn't matter. We always, because the radio frequencies we use, they are not affected at all by the weather. And Sierra Leone, where it rains like a half a year like crazy, is the best example. All the customers are extremely happy and satisfied. So let me go a bit ahead. So where K3 is an ISP, right? An internet service provider that is bringing real local infrastructure on ground. But what 3Air is, that is actually the second layer, right? It's a layer on top of the ISPs, on top of the internet service provider. So it's basically where the blockchain part takes place. And there is so much I can say about, there is so much I can speak about. I don't even want to start with, because we will need a couple of hours to discuss all of this, right? Just thinking about tokenizing bandwidth, something that is a next challenge, and that also will be solved, and probably it will be solved in Africa before in other parts of the world. Extremely interesting component, having the possibility to bring the bandwidth on a blockchain. Amazing things that are going to happen in this space. I really invite you to have a look at it and to ride that wave, especially with Cardano that is on ground. We have there the best connection, strongest connection. John O'Connor is our partner, a very good friend of mine since a couple of years already. And wait, I see there are many people trying to join. I think I have to let them in as I'm the host. All right, so let's talk a bit about the rollout, and let's talk a bit about the potential. Here is just one example, that's Nigeria, right? Nigeria, less than 1% broadband penetration. The value, to make a long story short, if we reach a world average of 15%, only this country, not a little country, it's a big country, but only one country out of all the African countries would have an estimate of 60 billion in valuation. These are crazy numbers, crazy. It's actually crazy that this didn't happen yet. And this is why Africa, we see as the opportunity market for the future. Look, Europe, Western world, again, everything is already kind of really scaled, really at the top. You can almost not make it better. But there is such a huge potential. That's why, of course, we are rolling out in Africa. We do not limit ourselves to Africa. We want that Southeast Asian countries will join soon, from Laos to Cambodia, that also have a very tricky situation in terms of connectivity and so on. Of course, also the South American countries and Central American countries we are looking for, but we have to start somewhere, and this is definitely Africa, right? So unreliable, slow, expensive, crappy internet, this is what they have right now, and they really do pay a lot of money, and it's not working, right? And it's just not fair. It's not fair to have 1.3 billion population not being on the same level than the rest of the world is, right? It's actually far away from equality. It's far away from giving and having them the possibility to join similar opportunities like we are doing here. What you are doing, Mr. Haider, it's amazing. You are connecting the world through your summit, through your business summit. This is amazing. But you know what? Not everyone has the chance to do that yet, right? So what is our goal? Our goal is to connect more and more people and give more and more equal opportunities to all the rest of the world where actually it's missing. Sierra Leone, I did already talk a lot about, I don't have to explain so much. It's a proven model. That's very important that I want to share with you. It's a proven model that is already working. It's not just an idea, it's something real. And that means in the blockchain space a lot. Here, a little about our team. Sandeep, he's Slovenian. Sandeep Itens, he's our CEO. Followed by Davor. Davor is a brilliant mind when it comes to IT and telecommunication programming, and they do actually even hold patents for the service that we provide. Nate Bukovac, he's one of the guys who actually founded Bitstamp. Bitstamp is an exchange, right? And if you look below in the row, you maybe see some familiar faces. The one or the other, you might know them, you might not know them. Let me just introduce them quick to you. John O'Connor and Dinal Patel from IOHK. Input Output Hong Kong, that is actually the programming company behind Cardano. And we had a meeting yesterday with Charles Hoskinson himself, where he actually is really eager implement us, and to implement us, to plug us in order to really make this dream come true and make this expansion going even faster and even farther, right? So we have really great guys on the team. Dennis, the K3 president, Idar Volvik, he's from Norway, from the Scandinavias. He's actually a founder of 3 unicorn companies out of the telecom industry. And once he heard our project, he's like, wow, this is exactly what we need to do, where we need to go. Here a bit the partners again, so that you can see that we are talking about something real in the space. Again, the blockchain space, there is so much happening right now that you have to always look at each and single project individually and really do your due diligence. And I'm just trying to give you a short picture from what we have, what we do. Here are the tokenomics. The tokenomics, it's kind of a bit, there is not a P&L, a cash, whatever on when it comes to the tokenomics. The tokenomics, they work in another, how can I say, in another system, right? So let me zoom it a bit in. So this is our race. Actually, what we are going to do, we did close the private round 1 already. We are right now in private round 2. And once we have the private round 3 also filled, we are going for the public sale. And that's why right now is a very good chance to go and get an allocation in the private round. What this could mean, I can only, what this could mean and what multiplicators are possible here. I am not an investment advisor, and I am only speaking a bit about own things that actually happened, to us, that we saw as a testimonial. There is a huge upside there are, I don't even want to mention a number. Maybe in a later stage we can individually talk about. Whoever is interested, please give me an email, send an email, or somehow connect with us, and we can have a closer look at that. I'm happy to go a bit more deep into this. As I see, my time is anyways already running out. Just on a high level, we do have a lot of value captures. That's very important in the blockchain sphere. You need to have a token that is valuable, and you need value captures. So for example, we do get a revenue share, not just a profit share, but a revenue share from our local ISPs that we use to buy back tokens and burn them. And if you understand a bit the concept of the demand and supply, if the demand is growing bigger and the supply is going shorter, you know what it means in terms of the price. We are a utility token. It means that people can on ground pay their telephone bills, their internet bills, not just internet. It's telephone, it's TV and internet. It's telephone, TV, and it's a triple play that we actually offer. They can do staking, yielding, farming. These are more blockchain some blockchain technical informations that you might also need to go a bit deeper. You need to understand exactly what it means. We are looking forward for a governance, a community governance that means that we want to kind of decentralize this all around the world, that actually the community can decide and vote of what to do next, where to go next. So it's an amazing technology, an amazing timing, an amazing space, and that was it already from my side. The vision, the future is bright, especially in this sphere. If you are not in it yet, don't miss the train. Jump on the train, jump on the wave, ride the waves of the big players, of the big partners. And with that, I give the word back. And I say thanks again for having me here, and can talk to you, and all the best, and looking forward to hear from you and to meet you all really, really soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Stenkila, from Stenkila. Thank you so much. I must say about this K3 technology, this is something amazing. When we implemented in Liberia and in Sierra Leone, it was life-changing. I tell you, it is life-changing. It's basically internet in the air. with one single tower, K3 technology can connect over 15,000 subscribers, and that comes with high-speed internet of 1,200 Mbps, and then again with 200 over TV channels and a telephone line. So it's three things in one bundle, and it's very fast. The communication, I mean, the connection is very fast. You know, if you want to do this on a cable line, it takes years together and a lot of cost. But through the tower, it can connect within 50 kilometer radius and 15,000 clients, if I'm wrong, if I'm correct. So that's what K3 is doing now. So they want to grow very fast into Africa in different mega cities. So for that, basically, we need to have more people in the team, more money in the company. So that's where we go to raise this, capital through tokenizing and using blockchain. I hope that people, those who are here, you are here, some of you have good questions. I think Stefan can look at that in the chat room and can answer to that. So I think it's something exciting, very, very exciting. I'm very excited about this project all the times. And definitely Africa is the main market right now for this to be helped out. Thank you very much once again for joining. And with this, is there any of our speaker that has a question? I understand that Mr. Chitu has a question about this.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask. Only thing I'm a bit confused about is it? I mean, I can see it's broadband connectivity, but I don't really. I mean, I was a bit confused about the kind of mixing of the blockchain, and I can see that it's delivering broadband, but is it delivering? I mean, what is the main focus for the company? Is it delivering broadband more cost effectively by these transmission towers and radio transmission? That I've seen that before, and I can understand that makes sense in Africa. Then you also seem to have is it like a kind of blockchain super app with different services? So what's the main focus of the company? Because they're quite different kinds of service offerings or different kinds of companies actually.
Yes, so basically, as I try to explain in a minute, of course, this project is very to have a full comprehensive idea of the project. It will take a while to understand it. Maybe again, in just few words, we as A3Air as the layer, the blockchain layer on top of the telecommunication infrastructures, on top of internet service providers, we are a layer on top of that, right? Whilst the local ISPs, they do hold the local infrastructure, they build the local infrastructure. So the blockchain component comes on top of it. So I saw there are some other questions. They were also going a bit in this direction. And as Dr. Haider also mentioned, it's about delivering efficient and not just efficient, but also reliable and on a low cost broadband internet connectivity to as many people as possible in Africa. And for that, of course, we do need infrastructures. And once we need infrastructures, there is where the local ISPs come into play. And there is where K3 has by far the best technology. Because digging, we cannot. We know there are fiber optic cables all around Africa, but they are not penetrating to the inside. So how you bring, we are not talking here about small volume in terms of bandwidth. We are talking about high volume of in bandwidth. How you can stream this inside the countries, inside the land, inside the mainland. There are not so many options around. There is Microsoft and Google talking about the balloons that soon will fly on top of us, but this is future music. This is not something that will happen in this year. With K3 Telecom, we can, after exactly 6 months, of rollout start operations. So there is right now no other faster go-to market and roll out technology in place, or let's say ready, than this what K3 is offering. That's why we are going into a very strong partnership and contractual relationship with K3, because we know that with this technology we can reach the most people as fast as possible and the most cost efficient. So this is why there is a very strong connection in between, right? But what we built on the blockchain layer, as you know, blockchain, this is something that is worldwide. This is something that is in the World Wide Web. This is something that is a network. It's a network of nodes. It's a network of, validation that is actually happening on a global base. So the users for 3Air, those who are having the opportunity to pay local internet connectivity with the 3Air token, this is one thing, but it's by far not limited there, right? So there are also other users outside of that ecosystem that can actually onboard and join the blockchain space of 3Air. So in order to really get a comprehensive a picture, I can maybe also put in here a Telegram channel. You can join that, and there are a lot of information, a lot of videos, a lot of broadcasts, a lot of blogs where you can get a much more clear picture. I just don't want to use too much time today to go into the details.
All right, thanks, Stefan. Thank you for the explanation.
Perfect, super. Yeah, Stefan, you can share the channel of on Telegram. Yes, in the chat.
Will do. Super.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Is Chito still having the question, or he doesn't?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Haider, for acknowledging me. My question has to do with the infrastructure, because I think it's really a serious problem in Africa. Have you considered satellite?
Look, satellite internet is extremely expensive. When you talk about a gigabit connection that we actually do offer easily, right? A gigabit connection via satellite, not even 1% of whoever could afford it can actually afford it. So satellite is not a mass solution, for sure not. It's unfortunately still too expensive. We do cooperate with mesh networks. So on top of our bandwidth that we provide, we actually install and implement mesh network systems. So the internet cost for the end users can actually shrink to just $2, $3, $4, $5 a month, and they can do access. Of course, not streaming. Of course, if you want a dedicated streaming or an unlimited streaming, you will have to pay more, right? But if you just use it for little data, for small data, for chats, for email and all of this, we have a solution even where people with a couple of dollars a month can already get connected. In terms of frequency, we are using radio frequency. That was another question. And these frequencies, we need to get, of course, the government approval, and we need to pay for them. But these are all stuffs that are already sorted out in all the countries that you saw before. We actually do already have the grant for the frequency license. So we are not competing with mobile licenses. We are not competing with Safaricom, with Vodafone, Vodacom, AT&T, and all these big players. No, they are on 4G, LTE, 5G. That's a different stuff, right? We are operating broadband connection and are using radio frequency that is a much bigger spectrum, and it's also definitely much cheaper compared to frequencies. So also the frequency part is already sorted out in so many countries. So basically, there are from that point of view, government and there are no call it restrictions in place. Of course, we need to apply each and everyone individually, but all of that is doable and feasible.
Okay, well. I had requested in my email to Business Summit for your email details, Stefan. I'm very interested to pursue this some more, get really more into it. But I think your first point is that it's too expensive. Well, you know, expensive is in the eye of the beholder, like beauty. And there are a lot of satellites out there with unused capacity where you could probably drive down the price. But, you know, this is not the place to discuss that. The point is, I want to open your mind and your situation to the possibility that there are satellites out there, and that you're not looking really just at Africa, but you're looking at a lot of other geographic places that you mentioned there, where at the end of the day, even if it's costly, however you define it to be, you know, if there are more users, you just have a higher number as your denominator, and that's how you bring the cost down, whatever it is. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
We are.
So anyway, we will pursue that. We'll pursue
Yes.
that because there are
Yes.
a lot of questions, and so if you can kindly give me the email, and then we can move from there. Thank you,
Yes,
Dr. Haider.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek.
We'll connect you. Don't worry about that. In 2 seconds, I will tell you. See, the market is so big in Africa. You know, there are mega cities. We says already the submarine cable, and we can connect it within no time. I mean, in 3 months, 4 months, it can be rolled out. These are the first priority. Then the other cities which doesn't have any cable, the submarine cable, we need to connect it from satellite. That's our secondary priority probably to address these issues. Anyway, thank you very much for the interest shown on this, Mr. Chito Filarme. We will connect you with Mr. Stefan later on the email. With this, we have a number of presenters still now because it's a very exciting day, exciting summit, and this should be our last virtual summit for this year, because we'll be having on 3rd of December our physical summit in Toronto, and that will also be a hybrid one that anyone can join from all around the world on net and can get hugely benefited. That's our next program. So after that, basically we'll be having on 15th January will be our next program in New Delhi, as you heard. So, and then on 29th April in London. So we have series of programs and it's pretty busy. So we will have our next programs that we will come back to you. But today we have a number of presenters that are still waiting to present their projects. We'll do it very fast, and I'd request Mr. Avi, please bring the next presenter and make it as fast as possible. We go to the next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Haider. Thank you everyone for staying with us. We will not be too long, but we really hope everyone is not having a good time, but the best time. This is something very exciting that we're going to do after the presentations of our presenters. So stay connected and do not miss this. Our next presenter is Ms. Zara, a lovely lady that we met a while back and that we have worked together for a while. Ms. Zara is a great and phenomenal businesswoman in her country. Let me not speak for her and allow her to talk. Ms. Zara, welcome.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you here in Business Summit International webinar. I want to say happy birthday to Dr. Haider and thanks him so much because of everything that he do for us. Now I want to start with 3 questions first. Please wait, I need to share my screen. Okay. Today I want to start with 3 questions. First, would you prefer to invest in a market which has lots of competitors and demands, or the one which has lots of demands but not many competitors? If there is a place, if there is a market where it has everything you want and need, and you can buy everything you want very easier and faster. Wouldn't you prefer to buy from there? And in your opinion, which industry has been very popular and powerful from many years ago and still has its glory even more than before and has a big beneficial market? Today, I have a great beneficial suggestion for you, which and proudly want to present Fabra Wedding House, a full complex of wedding services. Who we are, New Fabra brand. It's been 35 years that New Fabra brand has been working in fashion markets like weddings, prom, evening dresses, and accessories. Fabra Complex has been funded by Miss Ebrahimi. Its activities in the market are included B2B and B2C sales in Iran and B2C sales in all over the world. Now it has enough capacity and experience to start Fabra Wedding House and be certified by ISO 9001. Fabra Wedding House. We are looking for either buying or building a 20-floor tower which has 6 floors down for both parkings and warehouse. Moreover, 14 floors up and a designed roof garden. This building will professionally focus on all services and products which are related to wedding and marriage. It will be the main reference and center for wedding in a way that there will be the most complete variety of collections and sizes. We are going to create new innovative market to make constant relationship with the customers by collecting everything that they need in one place with a powerful CRM. So the idea will solve their problems and also a good benefit for them. Let's have a short tour in the floors. We'll have before and after wedding, which contains ready-to-wear dresses, party dresses, jeans, sports, and underwear, t-shirts, and accessories like jeans, bags, shoes for men and women. We'll also have wedding gowns floors, which is the biggest wedding dress collection with high quality standards from all over the world, and also evening and prom gowns. We are making the market in the right place, so we are considered a floor for grooms and men's suites, also jewelry, watches, and perfumes, beauty salons, which are made by creative and professional teams. In 9th and 10th floor, we'll have photography salon and wedding planner. As you see, we considered everything that a bridal and groom needs in their important days. Next floor will be administrative team, which are divided to 3 parts: managers' offices, collaboration team, and executive team. We are going to have a sewing atelier and customization department, which are making and sewing professional dresses with a well-trained team and the newest and professional facility. We have entertainment floor, which is designed and considered for fun and child care. So our customers can put their children there, their child there, and have a good time and fun. Next floor, and our roof garden will have cafe and restaurants. We'll have a luxurious and modern restaurants and cafes on this and make a glamorous location on the roof garden. So it will be the location for celebrities, first dates, marriage proposing, and etc. Where is our market? We have B2C and B2B market in the country, B2C and B2B online in all over the world. What is the problems that we have solutions for? People can find their needs in one place in the majority variation with high quality services, centralizing all the market, making the sales fun and enjoyable for the visitors and customers, including many different ranges of people and powerful employment for professional and talented people. Have short-term and long-term vision. Short-term divided to achieving more than 80% of the country market, to be known as a reference and main market, exporting products B2B in other countries, and the most completed market for couples. Having the big professional and talented team contains more than 700 staff for online and face-to-face sales. Our long-term vision will divide it to having 50 branches all over the world, targeting 60% of the world's market and its related production. Having products and services in a different ranges and prices to achieve a good and big beneficial market. As I told you, we don't have many competitors. So there is only one, which is Say Yes to the Rest company. But what is our differences? In Fabra Wedding House, we have the most variation of products and services and completed collections for brides and grooms and couples, such as bridal dresses, men's and groom suites, prom and evening dresses, before and after wedding products, customized dresses, restaurants and cafes, beauty salons, wedding planners, fun and child care, and etc. We are also going to creating market online and as a supermarket chain business in a different cities and countries. Our team, Fabra's executive representative for this project, I mean the managers of this project. Zahra Sagafi, a sales manager and senior fashion designer in Fabra Fashion House since 8 years ago. Miss Ibrahimi's daughter, Fabra manager and well experienced in managing teams and projects and increasing sales leads. High ticket closer in Business Summit and Kindle Academy, which is really my pleasure to work with Dr. Haidar and Mr. Avishek. And the other is Muhammad Reza Bahaduran, business coach in Fabra Company, advertising manager in Fabra Company, well experienced as a sales manager, educated in the Sul Azad University and Gold Champion Institute. Total investment we require is 300 million USD. We estimated the total fund will be back in 1 year after starting the project, with the capacities and facilities that we were mentioned in previous slides. After that, most of the income will be our profit. About the countries, we first level we suggest Dubai, and after that we suggest Australia based on the market and our R&D research. My last sentence will be we pursue them from their first day to their 18th anniversary. And I think I need to say that we have completed plan for marketing, employment, and all the cost details and etc. Which I can share them with you in the private because I don't want to take much time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zara. I think this is very exciting. We have seen a lot of businesses today, but this is about lifestyle. At the end of the day, people work to better their lifestyle. Let me put it in those words. So this is very interesting. I am sure that we will get some interaction from our friends. Dr. Haidar, would you like to say a few words before our guest speakers say anything?
Thank you. I think this is a great business. I think the market is everywhere, but you need to enter into India because Indians spend millions of dollars for wedding ceremony, even billion. Recently, I think Anil Ambani or Mukesh Ambani has spent $1 billion for the marriage of his son or daughter. I saw it in the newspaper, and I can see, you know, we used to rent our private jet to the Indian wedding families that were having their kids wedded, and they were using our jets. And still they have been using it. I mean, during the COVID, it has stopped, but they are going into Thailand, Singapore, Switzerland, Croatia, and where not, South Africa, Mauritius, and that's with multiple airplanes. You know, they charter the whole 2-3 airplanes, and they go and they spend, I think, hundreds of millions of dollars, even in Bangkok, mostly in Thailand. I mean, and hundreds of the families. It's not only 1 or 2. I think it's a great project, and you need to get out of the boundary. This is what my comment will be, because of the difficulties that Iran has now. I think you need to get out of the country and do this somewhere else, probably, to scale up your business. And then in Bangladesh also, these days, people are spending so much of money. Your neighbor, Pakistan, also, some of the families, they spend $100 million for their wedding programs, you know. I think these are the Asian countries that are the main market, even some of the Middle Eastern countries. But I think if you look at India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, this Indian subcontinent, you don't need to look at anywhere else. There are $1 trillion business for wedding here itself every year, if I'm not wrongly gauging it. So I think there is a great, it's a kind of, great program that you can sell it. We will look at this in investment possibilities. I think there are people to invest into this. Even we can find out Indian investor into this. There are many people who are crazy about this. Thank you. Anyone else have a question? Any comments about this?
Yeah, I was just going to add a quick. I was going to add a quick comment. Okay.
Yeah, Ifti, please proceed on.
Just a quick comment. I think it's because I know there's a lot of people want to speak. It's a very exciting idea. I like it. I agree with Haider, but I think I would strongly recommend you focus on Dubai, unless I missed it. Sorry, I did drop off. But if you can set this up in Dubai, then I think that the biggest foreign tourists in Dubai is actually the UK, not the US or India. So I can see one is to set it up in Dubai. I think then create travel packages for UK in both directions, from UK and Europe and US to Dubai, and then also from the South Asian market into Dubai. Yes. And second thing is, I think, to also expand your digital marketing and engagement strategy. So I think if you maybe you already have that in more detailed package, but I think if you can create a cost effect, use some of the budget for money that you raise to build out the digital influencer market, then I think you'll also reach a lot of different countries. So I think it's very, very, very interesting. I look forward to seeing the details. So let other people speak. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Someone else also wanted to make a comment about this. Well, personally, I feel like to get married again with all these dresses, all these happenings, all these things together. Wow, I feel like having marriage again.
Well, as a Muslim, you have three more shots technically.
Oh yeah, I still have 3 more chances to obtain. But
I hope Bhabi is not listening.
Oh, she's here. She will be listening. There's not a problem.
Hey, Dr. Haider, I have
hypothetical three more times.
Yeah, Dr. Haider, I do have some comments about that I want to ask also Zara.
Sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so one of the things is that just to piggyback, and I think this is a very exciting market, just to piggyback what some of the folks that are actually say that. For me, like originally from Malaysia, right now I live in San Francisco and California. And one of the things is that I used to work in Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the largest markets. It's actually when it comes to wedding, it's endless. For living and working there, and my thoughts, at that time, which is like, you never thought that they don't have the buying power. I was wrong. Actually, they do. They spend a lot of money, as much as when you think about the Indian market. But here I comes, and when it comes to investments, the first thing is that when you did the presentation, is that I wasn't quite clear in terms of like, you said that, you want to buy a building. So this building, I presume, is that where you located, which is in Iran. Now, from my perspective, in terms of asking those investments, one is for $300 million, is that are you open just for the equity financings, or are you going to open to the debt and equity both? And second questions that I have for you is that, because of Iran's under the international sanctions under the US, so there is, in terms of attracts those investors or even funders from the US, will be very difficult because of the nature of the international sanction as a country. So I would think is that, like, when Ifti was mentioning about want to have it in Dubai, perhaps in terms of structuring, legal structure, I'm not an attorney, but this is the things that you might want to think about, is that legally structured that more appealing to potential investors to actually have your company maybe that have as a registered, like for example, like Singapore or Dubai, so that is from an international perspective. Is that it's not just about the market. We know that the market is big, but how you actually going to attract the right investors and funders is because the situations of Iran is in itself. So you're going to box yourself for that reason. And any of investors from the US, they do want company, actually even foreign company, at the bare minimum for you to register as a foreign entity, as with Delaware, right? But as I said, something that you want to think about, and I think even for me, if I want to understand, are you want to buy the existing building, or you want to buy a land and from ground up and doing these constructions, what exactly that you're looking for, or purely just asking investor, hey, you know what, this is our business model and we need a $300 million equity financing. And then also I have not heard, like, in order, of course, the separate conversations, like at what amount, of course, that you'll be staggering in terms of the how much they're going to spend and what's the investors going to get in return as well, and how much equity. Those are the conversations need to happen, that the investors need to know what they're going to get into. So something that to think about from that perspective. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Because of your notes, I want to say that I noted that this building wouldn't be in Iran. We are working in Iran since 35 years ago, and my mother founded this company 35 years ago. In these 35 years, we experienced and now have enough capacity and experience. Now we want to do business with other countries in all over the world. That's why I told that our first suggestion is Dubai, and after that is Australia, because of the people's culture, and usually Arab people pay so much for their weddings. We all know that. And many different things that I mentioned, we need to go out of the Iran, and the business wouldn't, we wouldn't do business in Iran. And after that, Doctor, would you say anything, Doctor?
I wanted to cut this conversation shorter. Sorry for the interruption, but what our speaker said, you understand, and what you are saying, we do understand. So I think let us have a private round of discussion along with our experts that are more interested, especially Mr. Murad is looking at the financing side, and Mr. Ifti is looking at the market expansion and all those, and so on. So we are looking at placing you in the global marketplace where you can get the highest benefit and get, you have the knowledge and experience. And now all this is something very special, very, very specialized program, not for everybody's cup of tea, It cannot be done by me. It cannot be done by someone else. It has to be done by you, the business. But, and then again, we have stakeholders that are ready to help you. And, they can help somehow they can help. We can help you. But the issue is we need to structure it somehow, given the difficulties. So let us cut this discussion shorter, if I may suggest, and then we go for a private round of discussion, probably with Murad, with Iftibai and others together in a separate forum, private forum, and see how we can structure this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Abhishek. And thanks everyone for your valuable time. Take care.
Sorry, I wanted to say something earlier, but I had to wait for the audio. Yeah, I'm very excited to. Okay, yeah, I'm very excited to be in your midst today. And yeah, when Dr. Haida mentioned about the meeting, I was very excited because my first trip internationally was to Malaysia, and that was in 2013. And over time, I have also observed that Malaysia has done well in agribusiness, and with respect to how they have the economy being flourished through the agriculture sector, and that is where I play my role. Yes, I am an academic, but I am very much interested in agribusiness. In 2014, I also went to India, and my trip to India opened my eyes a lot towards Hyderabad, Mumbai, and all of that. But can I ask you a question with respect to Africa? I hope, well, I know and I believe that we understand that Africa is very open to business. We also reckon that the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which is promoting intra-Africa trade, that does not stop Africa from welcoming foreign investors. And of course, I know that some persons here have already business relations with African countries, with some we have about 60 countries of Africa. And Africa is not a country, it's a continent, which is multiracial and very investable. And I am an advocate with the European Technology Chamber Africa chapter, and we are also trying to see how we can make Africa more investable, finding ways of which we can provide business opportunities for European countries. So can't we also say that, also have that type of arrangement with the business summit? Dr. Haida, I don't know if you want to comment, or any other person who has, a burden or passion in that line. Yeah, but apart from that, aside that, I really want to appreciate everyone who has, especially those in Asia who are, in the midnight hour. And yes, I understand that there are persons also who are in Canada and all parts of the world, in the Western world and in the Eastern world. For myself, right now, I'm in Africa, in West Africa at the moment. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ikechi. Appreciate your comment. And definitely, we are already working in Africa, as you know, as we had discussed. And you can see we have friends from Africa, we have partners from Africa, we have investors into Africa. K3 Telecom has invested over $25 million into Africa already. And I'm part of that. And, we have made a lot of investment into Africa in different countries, in different places, and on different, ventures. So Africa is definitely a very, 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 very important part of our total game plan. So you're most welcome. You have just joined today, and I think that you enjoyed our event, and think about come up with the more specific proposition in the next programs, and we can work from that. Definitely, we have the attention and interest on you and your country, your regions. We are really thankful to African friends. Thank you. Ms. Ravi,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Again, we are about to finish. Please stay with us. As I said, we have something small, a small surprise for Dr. Hader, so please do not leave this webinar. Next presenter is Mr. Mike from T2A Multitrade Limited. Mr. Mike, I am not sure if you are still here. Mr. Mike, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Just again, sure, Mr. Mike, where are you? I cannot see you. Could you please speak again so we can make a timer?
Irena is doing for me on another device. Sure. So I have two devices at the same time.
Okay, cool. Please go ahead.
Okay, now, first of all, we established our company since 2008 as a tour operator. We were as a tour to Asia, but according to the world pandemic, the COVID-19 made all the tour business close down. So I have moved myself to become T2A multi-trade company. We've been doing the mass business, the alcohol business, the alcohol for the cleansing alcohol and all this stuff. And then I enter into the gloves business. This glove business is something different from what I have experienced in all the businesses, because it has the allocation from each brand of the gloves factory. So with those allocation, we need lots of capitals to get the allocations in our hand, the quota of the products in our hand. We have so much of customers waiting for these three brands. But at the moment, I have very less in my hands. So I need to expand for all these products. I need the allocation from each brands, which I have already signed one contract from one of the company who has the quota in their hand. And this one is the pre-order for Sitrang, which is the factory in Thailand. But the quota I don't get in Thailand. I get the quota from out of Thailand. Something strange, you see, because of the capital only. If you don't have enough capital, they will not allow you to hold their products in hand. So this is how I work it on. If we have the capital came in, I can get the allocation letter, the quota in my hands for these three brands, which I have customers, the buyers waiting for. And the buyers are really the big buyers. These are the numbers of demands which I have already got from the market. So you can see that the numbers of demands are there, but the capital is not enough to get the allocation. So in the beginning, if I get about $100 million, then I can start getting all these in my hands, and that will flows all the demands, which there will be the payments coming back from the buyers after I got the allocations, and then we can roll it on. Within 5 years, it will be about 3 to 4 times of this money.
Mr. Mike, we cannot see your screen, which slide you are on. I would say we have a very good connection when it comes to investors working on medical supply. In fact, I just had someone who just texted me now. Yes, Ms. Sarah, you wanted to say something about this project, maybe to help a little bit, Ms. Sarah. If in 2 words you can explain us what exactly he's looking for, and then we can help him. Thank you, Ms. Sarah.
Thank you so much. Hi, Mr. Mike, and thank you for
Hello,
this presentation. I want to make it clear for the others, because I know this project, how it's powerful. I see that when I talked with Mr. Mike before this webinar, I know he has existed customers. So and they put their money LLT in the bank, so and ready to pay to Mr. Mike for the gloves. Now Mr. Mike should supply these gloves from the tour
and sell factory.
Yes, and sell factory. And now he needs $500 million to do this business and start it. Whenever he gets funded, he can do business, and in a short time, it will be back to the investor.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Zahra. Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. Due to a shortage of time, but we have clearly noted this. I think let's have a chat next time during the maybe next week probably. I would want to really push forward this program so we can finish. Our next presenter is is from Nepal, Dr. Baburam Adikani. Am I right? I think Mr. Pranav will be sharing for him. Dr. Baburam, yeah. This will be our last presenter for today, and then we will be finished for today. Dr. Baburam, I see you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Abhishek. Now, I want to say greeting from Nepal, and I hand over for further proceeding to Mr. Pranav. Yes, Mr. Pranav, I invite you for presenting.
Thank you for the thank you, Dr. Baburam, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I not only sorry, just I think everyone can see the screen.
Yes.
So thank you, first of all, this investment team and this platform has really helped people like us in Nepal, talking to different people all around the world. So thank you, Abhishek ji and the team, working continuously in improving it as well. So I'm taking this presentation as a platform to give you an overall perspective of how and what kind of bamboo industries that we are working, and what is the future perspective of bamboo industry in Nepal. So it is not for a, it's a total overall market scenario that I would be presenting without any kind of equity sharing or any kind of investment, exact investment proposal. So in the content, we will be I have the company overview that I have been working from the past 10 years in this sector. Then we'll be talking about some bamboos in Nepal, why it is important that we should work in bamboo in Nepal. So current market scenario, the future market perspective of bamboo. So overall, for the overall market of bamboo in Nepal, what kind of investment plans that we could have, its financial overviews, and finally the conclusion. So I run a company from the past 6-7 years called Green Bamboo Creation. So my background is my engineering with MBA and MSc in design. So I specialize in manufacturing. So I thought of commercializing bamboo in Nepal so that we can make different products like furnitures, construction, and decoratives. But since my past years of experience in other industries, we wanted to work bamboo in an inclusive model to make it more sustainable. So currently we are working with farmers, we are working with the manufacturers that we handle, and then the consumer that we also handle. But farmers are the independent people who grow and supply bamboos from different parts of the country. So they are very vital. So this overall industry needs to be inclusive for the overall growth of this industry. So working in this model, so we've been manufacturing different kind of furnitures. We've been making constructions, houses. So this is all about. So we are expanding our business. Our sales are doing great, and even in this COVID time, people are getting more aware of the green products. So our sales are slowly growing. And as we talk in terms of Nepal, we don't have much sales, but it's about 500. It's like $500,000 of sales of bamboo industry. But is that the limit? But when you think of the current topology of Nepal, you can see bamboo can be grown from sea level, starting from 5,100 meters to about 3,000 meters from east to west, and it has a very good potential of growth all around Nepal at different levels of sea level. And we have China at the north and India at the east. So growing at this belt, this will help in preserving the overall environment all the way till Bangladesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and all the way till the Indian Ocean. So this planting this bamboo at this belt will help stop desertification of the rest of the east till west of Bengal. So what is the market possibilities? Let's talk about that. Since we can see the Nepal's map, we have around 161 species all around the world, but we have 31 species available in Nepal. So we can add number of species, and where 4 to 5 only species are commercially available. So we can use more plantation of different kinds of species and increase the availability of different species of bamboo in Nepal. So these bamboos currently we are using right now for furniture construction, handicraft, but at a very and even as a food, at a very small scale. And as per the market geography, we can have a cultivation of bamboo at around 70% of our total surface area. So you can see the possibilities of bamboo that we can grow all around the country. And especially the Moso bamboo, the Chinese species bamboo that has been cultivated recently by the government of Nepal working together. We have been successful in handling samples all around the country. About 10,000 samples have been distributed in farming Moso bamboo. So the current demand of natural products has been increasing. So current market scenario is great. People are more confident in purchasing natural products, in giving more money than the plastic or metal products that don't have a resale value, where our product is a zero waste product. So international awareness, and especially due to the awareness in climate change and global warming, people are more aware of the product that they buy. So bamboo can be mostly used for food because it is very good for your health. For fabric, it is one of the best material that you can have, agriculture, construction, furnitures, and other kind of products, and so on. So there's a huge market potential for bamboo as a grower, bamboo as a product manufacturer, and bamboo as a market to consume as in an internal market, a national market, and also to export to India or to China at a competitive price, competing with this scale because of the availability of our bamboo and the working modality that we will be incorporating. And we have successfully incorporated the inclusive business model to make it more sustainable. So treatment, seasoning, pre-processing, these kind of things, which has been done in China and India. I think more in China, Vietnam, where they make bamboo boards, and they have been replacing plywoods with bamboo plies. So that is what we need to do in Nepal. So right now there are very few people. They're working individually at their own level. But we as a group, we as a team, Dr. Baburam sir from the government of Nepal, who's also a general secretary at UNESCO Heritage. So and the team has been working, me as an entrepreneur working in bamboo. So we are a team from the government, from the international donors, from as an entrepreneur, and a lot of bamboo enthusiasts want to create a market of bamboo in Nepal because it has a very, very good future prospects. So since why it is, because it is like it gives 30% more oxygen than tree. It is it's like it has a very tensile strength. It can preserve water in the soil. It stops desertification, and especially the belt that we are in, this will help directly in stopping the level of water, especially in Bangladesh, because the outpouring of water due for the drinking water, the level of water, underground water is decreasing, and the farming on this belt of Nepal will help preserve the Himalayan water and stop erosions and landslides and other different kind of natural calamities. So what we can do is like we can make board, lumbers, pockets, and revolutionize like what China has done. We can do that. We are doing right now, but we need a larger scale of investment, and that is what we are looking for, and that is why I am here. So these semi-finished products that can be used as a finished product by national and international markets for construction, furnitures, and different kind of product lines. And also another thing is that bamboo can be used for eating, so it can be used as food, especially for the Chinese and the Southeast Asians. Even in Nepal, we use a lot of bamboo varieties of pickles and varieties of food in our culture. So it has not been practiced. It has been practiced in a very small scale by individuals, by small villages, but not in a larger scale, not in an industrial scale. So it has also a very good prospect in that terms. So in other terms is the carbon credit that we get by taking 30% more oxygen than a tree. So we can bamboo can take more oxygen than a tree, and it gives more more carbon dioxide than a tree. So it gives more oxygen. So and blockchain technology in bamboo is slowly emerging. We have been continuous in touch with Nepalese people in California who's been working in this technology, and we recently had a few meetings regarding how to establish blockchain technology in bamboo in Nepal. So investment plans. So initially from 2015, when I started this company, we've tested the inclusive business model. We have tested the product lines, but we have not gone to we have tested the market as well. So we have tested the domestic market. And we have also tested by sending few products abroad as a sample, or people who are interested, the expats of Nepal who are interested in our products, and they are taking our products by themselves. That we are not exporting, but they are taking to their homes and shops. So initially we are in a very comfortable stage. The market is growing, but we see a lot of potential in it. So what we are doing is like we are working with the government of Nepal in helping cultivate bamboo of species that we can explore on, especially the Moso bamboo from China. So we are trying to exponentially grow the growth of Moso bamboo, cultivate by acquiring land, by working with the government, by taking lease with the government of Nepal, with the Department of Forestry. So there are different ways of cultivation. So we will also be acquiring land. So I'll explain in my investment part. So bamboo collection center and pre-processing units. So since we are our topology, we distributed from east to west. So we need to have different small collection centers and pre-processing units for bamboo. So we are working on establishing pre-processing units, especially from World Bank and the Chinese partners from International Network for Bamboo and Rattan. We have pre-processing units at 3 different parts right now. So we just want to increase those units and work more collaboratively with a larger investment and take at an industrial level. So we can make boards, we can make bamboo lumbers, bamboo parquets at an industrial level. Then we can further at the second phase, we can work with design companies and different constructions and packing companies in making the end products. So that is the second phase. So the financial overall, it is about $5 million plan. So market research, bamboo nursing and planting, where we are working on thinking of acquiring land as well, bamboo purchase, and we process and then have a plant, then the sales and distributions. After that, we see the market. So this is overall a 5 years plan for till phase 1. So this phase 1 plan is a 5-year plan, and then after 5 years we increase our machineries and improve our product designs, and that is our total investment. So currently what we have is like we have a team of good people, skilled people having experience of more than 15 years working in this sector. So we have already proven that inclusive business model is the most sustainable way of working in bamboo, because it is directly linked with the farmers. So in order to have an industry in bamboo, we need to work with farmers, and we need a big industry and we need a big investment, and the farmers cannot invest in that big sector. But if we connect all these dots, then we can have a big potential in the overall market scenario. So we are continuously working with government of Nepal, foreign investors, donors, in bringing this investment in bamboo and become a market leader in overall Southeast Asia. So I would like to introduce our team. Mr. Baburam Adhikari Doctor has been leading our team from the past few years. He's been our inspiration. He's been our leader in terms of connecting with the government people at different sectors of departments like Department of Agriculture, Department of Defense, and other departments related to the government. Me as a bamboo entrepreneur, my partner as a FDI expert who's been a chartered accountant and working with Chinese investments. Binod Mahajan, he's been working directly with farmers in supporting the business, and Dr. Anila Jha, she's been helping us coordinate all the team members together. So I think this is a very good team, and our team is growing gradually. We are not in a rush, but we see a great potential in bamboo in Nepal. So I would like to share this opportunity to all the investors in this platform, and come up with ideas. We can talk. Thank you for your time. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Pranav. I think that's a great product, a great really strategy that you have shown. And I'm very impressed personally about this. And yes, let our panelists say a few words. Dr. Hiro, before them, would you like to say anything to Mr. Pranav? Thank you.
Dhanabad, Azur. It's a good thing for the ecology and for the climate change challenges. We are going into more concrete, where you are going into something natural and something ecological, which is fantastic. And Nepal has a lot of bamboo, and the terrain is good for producing. And our Nepalese friends are also very laborious, hardworking, and also innovative. The boys and girls both are really equally hardworking. So I think it's a good project. It's a fantastic project, and he's looking at a market next door, which is also very interesting. India, China, and Bangladesh. Those kind of a market you are looking at, which is fantastic. I mean, you are not looking at far. So these are the countries within the vicinity. These are all your neighboring countries. You can easily expand into your business. I think I will talk to a few of my Nepalese friends, like some of them I'm sure you will know very well, but I'll talk to some of them personally and see if they are interested. I have a number of Nepalese friends who are living abroad, but they're non-resident NRN, non-resident Nepalese, having a lot of money. A bunch of them lives in Japan, Australia, and US. And also in Nepal, I have a very good friend, I'm sure you will know, Prabhu Bhattachan. So he's Prabhu Bankwala. So he's also a good friend. Chowdhuries are a good friend too. And many of my friends already passed away also. So we will look at that. I think, and you are looking at a smaller money, it's not big either. So I think we will be able to cracked a deal for you. I think we can do different structure as well. Like if you have buyers, you can bring the buyer's order and create the cash. And I know the governor and deputy governor of Nepal Rashtriya Bank as well. So I think this kind of efforts should be highly supported by Nepalese government, as well as Dr. Babu Ram is here representing the Nepalese government. I'm sure he's instrumental to talk to the concerned agencies. And of course, what we can do is we'll give you the exposure. We'll get you a buyer from Bangladesh, probably from India, from China as well. You have your own connections. We can also expose you into our system. So that will give you a kind of way to get your money. I don't see a problem getting you these $500,000 into your pocket soon. That's what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Hader. I think the next part of our program is our last part of the program. It is something small, Doctor, from the team to you. And I will invite Ms. Simran to just say a few words for Dr. Hader. Simran.
Thank you, Abhishek. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us for this special moment. I know there are so many people who would want to wish Dr. Hader. Due to the time constraint, on behalf of everyone, I would like to wish Dr. Hader a very happy birthday. Sir, we are so lucky to have you. You are an amazing person who has supported us, encouraged us every single day. You have pushed us to level up and be the best version of ourselves. May God bless you, sir. May you have a happy, healthy, wealthy, long life. We look up to you even for the smallest decision of our lives. And last time, from the bottom of our hearts, wishing you a very, very happy birthday. And thank you so much for taking all of us under your wing and guiding us. On that note, I am here in India and I'm lighting up a candle, wishing you all the very best, sir. Happy birthday once again.
Thank you very much, Simran and the whole team. Appreciate your humbleness and kindness to celebrate this occasion. I got already hundreds and thousands of messages already, those who are here, and I saw that my team in different countries have already celebrated and posted the pictures of that. So I thank them as well. Team from LA, team from my PCC as a whole. Thank you so much.
Simran, I think you missed something, Simran, because I have a candle here for Dr. Hader.
I was just about to do that actually. See, here it is.
This is the.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Hader, I promise you, you can blow from there and you will see my candle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was waiting for so long, you know.
Thank you.
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, nice.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dr. Hader.
Happy birthday.
Forever young.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you, Mr. Murad.
Toronto. Look forward to see you in Toronto on the 3rd of December. Don't forget about
Thank you
this.
for my guests.
We are there in
Thank
Toronto.
you for staying back. Yep.
Dr. Hader, my sisters are also going to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So nice of you, so kind of you. Thank you. Take care.